This has been one hell of an experience. Oh, look at that. Changing the garden. Made a little seat down there. Into the little bush. You can see inside. Enjoy the family. Yeah guys, let's pay a visit. Picking up his pictures. Yeah, we're getting this ticket to go back to Tokyo for the night in the hotel. We'll be editing all this to possible. So you do try turning the kids up. We do that last Monday.
I'm with a cold sweat.
Hot sweat, mate.
You said this were going home with you.
600 quid, wasn't it?
Oh, I'm up. Hey, oh, did you hear that?
No.
You said 600. We're having that as a first time thing.
20 seconds.
Right, if I bid again, are you going to bid any more?
He's got that stonker face on his shoulder. 10, 9,
Well done, mate.
Well done.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
But then, do you not get? If you get a swipe, do you not? Does it not start to build up down?
Sorry, I had to do it.
You've eaten everything I've ever built on a slope, mate. I forgot everything.
That was quicker than what I expected. Good evening, all, and welcome to this week's GKP Thursday Night Live. Hope everybody's good and had a good week up to press. And as you can see, it's me, myself, and I. So, this evening, I've just got home from work and I have managed to shoot myself out there right quick in between the mass thunderstorms that we've been having and get some pictures and video footage of my Yamabuki organs, which was, oh shit, I think I put sugar in my coffee. Oh well, never mind. Which was a bit of a surprise. I got two, and I didn't think either of them would be as big as, and I know before everybody says it, that they're not that big, but they are quite big, considerable to the growth that I've been getting in the past. I'm pretty sure when I got the Yamabuki from Crafties, and I'm going to have to ask him, so remind me in the comments later on, I'm going to have to ask him who the breeder is. I think it's the same as Collins, but I don't know for sure. I don't want to say it is just in case it's not. But I'm pretty sure that was either 28 or 30 cm when I got it. And now it's 45, which is pretty damn good growth that for my pond. I got a Yamabuki from Rick at New Forest Koi, who will be joining us later on. He's still at work, busy time of year for him now. He's getting everything harvested. So obviously, work commitments come first, and he gets here when he gets here. Matt is officially going to be on his second verbal warning because he hasn't let me know he's not coming and he's late. Where are you, Matt? But no doubt he's probably working as well. But yeah, the Yamabuki I got from Rick, I'm pretty sure was 24 cm and it's now 40 cm. So for an unheated pond, and obviously since I made the pond bigger, that's considerable growth for Yorkshire cold environments and water. I'm pretty happy with that. But, here he is, hang about. They're literally, any later than you'd have been getting a full hour's deduction.
I know, I come running down the stairs and I was like, I'm going to get my ass smacked, I'm going to get my ass smacked.
I thought you might be busy, mate, to be fair. There's been, bad weather and what have you, and I thought maybe with all the other jobs that you've got going on, mate, that they might have had to be doing stuff that you wouldn't normally be doing at this time of year.
We had a fair amount of rain yesterday.
I'm going to have to turn this up very loud because I can't hear shit. You hear that? It's done nothing but thunder and lightning here for like 3 days on. There you go, Matt. Fuck's sake. Close shave that. You are very close shave that. I was just saying, I got 2 Yamabukis last year. I think it was last year. I'm sure it was. Yeah, it was last year. Last year when I got the 2 Yamabukis. One from New Forest Koi and one from Perfect Aquatics. Now, obviously, one's British bred and the other one is a Japanese import from Crafties, but I can't remember. I think it's Maris. Hang about. I'm gonna say that I think it's same as Collins. I'm pretty sure it is, but I didn't want to say it was and then be wrong. So bear with me a second, and I'll tell you which one where Collins is from. Because Collins is the one that I rejected, and you can see why when you see the fish.
I was going to comment on there saying Gaz got a better wife for spotting the flaws, but
well, I actually knocked his back, mate, because he's got a blunt nose, and I don't like that in a koi. So, the only reason being is because, when they get bigger, and I probably never get to see it get to that size anyway, because I don't think mine will get to like 80, 90 cm, not a fucking chance. But when they get that, they've got they've got chubby cheeks, and then the blunt face because they look so like that. That's how I envisioned that one to look. But now I've just had a look at mine. It kind of looks quite similar. So, and Colin says, "Is a who? Is a somebody? What's that say? How's that pronounced? God knows. But from there, whoever that is. Yeah. But yeah, I'm pretty sure the one I got from Rick were 20, either 21 or 22, 23 cm. It's now 40. That's good going for my pond, mate. I can't believe that I've managed to get a fish from, let's say even if it were 24 to 40, that's still fucking good growth in 12 months. And the other one, I'm pretty sure, Colin, can you remember how big yours was when you got it? Because they were all very similar sized fish. And I'm pretty sure they were about 50 cm when we got them. And now it's 45, which again is pretty damn good growth. And I'm quite happy with that. Just imagine how big it'd have been if I had a bigger, deeper pond with a window in and a nice Oasis filter system and a great big heater on it.
The ones we had here, The ones that we had here from Satsumi were 16 cm, and the last of the ones going out now are 40 cm. The one that we sold about 6 weeks ago was 41 cm already. So that's good growth, but then that's heated and
Yeah,
lots
that's
of
what I
food.
mean. And in between that, I had the pond build, because the pond's now 12-month old. They were done this time last year, and I got those fish just after I did the pond build on both of them, and it was 50 cm. Fucking hell, man! Hey, I'm impressed with that. I mean, Colin, mate, what you've done with yours, that's put 60 cm on. Sorry, yours is 60 cm. So you put 50 on it in 12 months, which is really good growth, double the fish's size. But to get 45 in an unheated is pretty damn good.
Yeah, when did you finish your pond?
Summer holidays last year. So it's literally, and the fish went in just after I'd done the bigger pond build.
So they've really only had probably a month of growing in there.
Yeah, I probably only had like a month and maybe 2 months growth last year on it, and then this year, the Saki Akari makes a good deal of difference. I hope you can't hear that rain, guys. I apologise if you can. Let me know if you can hear it in comments. Just let me know if you can hear it, and I'll mute my mic while I'm not talking, because it is fucking lashing it down.
You can hear it, but only just, guys.
Oh, good. That's good. That's all that sake. Yeah, it is, Dave. That's what I mean. And that, to be fair, I've not been feeding the best of sake either. I've only been feeding balance, that's damn good. That's the best growth I've ever had. Ever.
I thought they always used to say free sake is the best sake.
I know you'll fucking start. It's not true, is it, Ryan? You know the truth. That'll do for me. Can you mute your mic and we can just listen to the rain? Oh, cheeky bastard. That's a good point, though. Been decent temps this summer as well. My dad's pond's been above 20 most of the summer. Mine only got to 24 max, and it were only there for 3 weeks around them temps, and then it's like 15 degrees in there now. So. But they're still feeding well. I fed the same gas, and mine have grown unbelievably. Sweet. It's got to be. Well, obviously it's the food. I know I've been feeding a lot because my water's well discoloured, and I've had a lot of frothy protein on top, and that's always a byproduct, isn't it? Excess protein. Well, they're not using much. And we have had, again there, we have had a good summer. I mean, if I could get that kind of summer and get that kind of growth on my fish every year, I'd be well happy with that. And I'd have to get rid of a lot, but...
What was the outcome with the Alpha X?
Oh, good, clean, mate. Yeah, everything's clean. Everything's good. And I was going to make a video of it, but I got invited by my wife and my daughter and my grandkids to go to a scarecrow festival, which basically you walked around trying to solve this puzzle. So we went out and had a family day out instead. And I thought, you know what? I've missed a lot of doing that by doing a lot of YouTube and a lot of weekend videos and stuff. And it's nice to just be a kickback with family, with my grandkids. My shoulders didn't think so by the end of it. By the time we'd walked for 4.5 hours, my fucking legs were killing and my shoulders were killing. I woke up on Sunday morning thinking, why is my shoulders hurting? And then remembered I was carrying my grandson on my shoulders most of the way around because his legs were getting tight. And I felt thinking, why does my shoulders feel tight? But yeah, I had a lovely weekend. But I thought it's clean. Everything's good. We've got rid of parasites and all that lot. I'm going to leave them a week and then check them again and make sure everything's still good. But touch wood. So far, so good. Everything seems back to normal.
It's really good stuff. Every time I've used it, I've always had 100% result with it.
I tell you what I have noticed, though. And if you guys haven't, just do us a favour and come back and tell us next week and see if you have. With the amount of rain that we've been getting, it has been banging it down here. We've had 3 or 4 thunderstorms, and I will do a short with it. I recorded one down at work over there, and it was biblical, man. It belted it down, absolutely. Chucked it down, buckets loads. And when I came home, my pond were overflowing. Yesterday it were overflowing. Today it's overflowing again. So I thought, I'll just check my pH and check my KH. Fucking hell, mate.
It doesn't take long.
Yeah, man. It with the 2 lots of rain, the 2 heavy days that we'd had, check my pH. My pH was down to 6, and my KH was down to 3. So I bumped that back up again and knocked that back up. My pH is normally I keep about 8.2, 8.3-ish, thereabouts. And my KH, I tried to keep between 6 and 7. But, man, the amount of rain that come down, well worth checking, guys. Make sure that if you've been getting any of these heavy rainstorms and this heavy rainfall, make sure you check your pH and make sure that everything's as it is and as it should be, because heavy rain can have a dramatic effect in changing your water parameters. Paul says, I've had some good growth this year. The Ginrin Shudu Sure went from 29 cm to 50 cm. Shit, man. That's good growth as well.
That is good growth.
Paul says, it always confuses me when you say morning, Susan. Well, she's over in States, mate, so it's morning there now when it's night for us here, I think. Something like that. Don't know what time in the morning, but it's 11:45, so she just gets in there before lunchtime. We'll show them. All right. Thankfully, we didn't have that issue with rainfall, with having the whole pond covered. Yeah, that's something I've often thought about doing and changing to see what I can do about it, because it's not good, man. I didn't think it would over the one day, miss a day, next day, and I did drop. I mean, don't get me wrong, it only took 100 grams of bicarb to bring it back up the first time, and then I just put 50 grams back in again the day after. So it wasn't massive amounts, but yeah, there's a lot to be said for keeping. Vince was saying same as well on his video over there, that having the roof off, having the roof, no roof on his pond for a period of time, you notice a lot of temperature fluctuations when it was raining, and having it covered now without all that rain and all the built up area around it, more sheltered, is holding his temperatures better than what it was this time last year. $15.4 degrees now. My mate's pond around the corner, our pH is normally 8. And it's 6.7. Yeah. See, that's what every rain makes a difference, doesn't it? Sorry, I'm not cracking up. Yeah, talking to myself. I just had that sent through to me. You could build a gazebo over your pond, Gaz, and call it Gaz's gazebo. Huh? Guys, you need one of these mini pot. Yeah, see, Andrew, you're right, mate. 100%. But the guy in the production team side of it that we're going to do it hasn't brought it to fruition.
Yeah.
Where's my mini pop-up polytunnel?
The problem is with them is cost. It's scary how much. Yeah, like a normal, say, a 4 meter by 3 meter was working out about £500 to £600. Now people going to pay that?
I don't know. I mean, would it be collapsible and reassemblable? Point the other way. Shit.
Yeah.
That way. That way. Is that it? Is that the right way? I hate this fucking thing.
The actual framework, yeah. But then the actual polythene, it's not going to be easy to wrap up again, is it?
This sounds like a cop-out, Matt.
Yeah, I know. To be fair, I sort of went off the boil over the summer months, being so bloody busy, and you forget all about it. And then it was just like, yeah, I need to do something. Yeah. If it was easy,
I think it'd be a really good idea. I mean, I don't think neighbours are. In fact, I know for a fact if I put a polytunnel over my pond, yeah, my balls would be swinging and dangling from some other area, and it wouldn't be between my legs anymore. That's for sure. There's enough of the garden gone as it is without me getting myself in any more trouble. But I really would like some as a temporary thing. I forgot the dude's channel that made one over. He made that massive big pond in his back garden, and then he cobbled it all out. I forgot the name of his channel. Shit. He did a big chat about the Nutrimare koi food, a big talk about it beforehand. Forgot the name of his channel. But he made a lean-to up to his fence. But I don't know whether or not he kept that on just through the winter period, or whether he took it off and made it so that he could have it open again to the elements again, or whether he's left it permanent. I think a bespoke polytunnel is a massive moneymaker. I do and all, Colin. I think you're the kind of guy that should invest. How about we do like a bit of Dragon's Den, right? I shall provide the platform. You could do the investing, and Matt will pitch. Here he goes. Go for it, Matt.
No, I don't do that.
I don't think 600 quid is too much. Now, to be fair, Colin, in grand scheme of things, really, if you thought about that, in the price of a lot of stuff for koi ponds, 600 quid it ain't all that expensive, mate. Really.
No, it's not.
You get good fish, free half-decent fish in a year. That's 600 quid.
And it would definitely make a big difference as well. Yeah, imagine having those fish come through winter, being more stable with temperatures.
Yeah.
Because I find it on a big pond down there, which is why I'm making it smaller, because it's just, you can't control the temperatures. You don't see the big fluctuations because of the mass of the water, but also you don't see the rise quickly when it does warm up. Like last year, it dropped down to 3 degrees and it stayed like it for 3 or 4 weeks. That's too cold for fish to cope with.
Come on, Matt. Their back garden, they're growing 15 to 20 cm in cold, smashing it like that. Oof. Fuck this bad weather shit. Bring it on.
It's just us southerners, isn't it?
I'm pretty sure that they would rather be in a warmer environment. That is a fact. But they can do it. And the only bad thing is if you get it freezing over, especially if you're a liner in there. And the problem is then getting the gas exchange and all the rest of it. But I'm going to be honest with you guys. I leave mine and let it freeze solid, and it freezes solid, and it covers in like 6 inch to 8 inch of snow. And then 2 weeks later, it'll melt off. And guess what? They're all still alive, I believe. So, not the best of ideas, but it's when it gets that's when it gets bad to the point where I can't leave stuff running, because if not, I'd just be pumping water out from underneath the ice, and my pond would be empty. So I ain't got much of a choice. It's the case that sometimes when it gets that cold up here, it's got to be switched off.
That's nuts. So net temperatures like that.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time any of my ponds froze here.
The last year we had, it was a good 1.5 inch ice on top of the pond. And I think the mini pond's going to have to go as well. Or I'm going to have to get a new liner for it, because I think the liner's finally given up. But saying that, I've had it over 10 years, so it's not done bad. Hang about, here we go. I did get a couple of. Susan says, Gaz, Amazon have greenhouse polytunnels you can put up for winter and take down for the summer. I have one, it works great and easy. But does it or will it withstand 80 to 90 mile an hour winds?
That was and that was the whole idea of what my concept was so that you could have a low profile, so it was only potentially off the ground by a foot, so the wind wouldn't have that much of an impact on it. Also, it would heat up the air underneath it quicker and transfer that into your water.
Yeah. I mean, mate, I know I say this every week, like, but it's still as much of a shock to me as it is maybe everybody else. But having now been working in the industry and working in polytunnels, yesterday and today, I've been shirtless, man. I've been bare-chested jet washing because it's absolutely fucking boiling. And then 10 minutes later, it's been thunder and lightning, and then after thunder and lightning, it's been, been shirt back off again because it's been red hot. The temperatures that you get inside of a polytunnel are nuts, and we've got all our heating systems switched off, and they're averaging and holding indoors 24, 25, 23 degrees, and it's kept that now because it's been dropping colder on the night again, but it's managing to maintain it and keep those temperatures inside, whereas outside we had everything that we'd chilled down to take to shows and what have you, and you want to bring them back in and slowly get them back right. We've now just closed down all our outside ponds, and they're all being shut down and finished with. They're all ready for jet wash, well, all being jet washed out, and that's it. They're done with. They won't be getting used again now until next year when we do the same process all over again. But to go take them fish from outside, we've had to slowly introduce them and pump the water back into the koi house so that the fish can move back in with that water, because it's the difference, like 15 degrees outside and 24 degrees inside in poly. So you can't bring them up that quick, that much, that fast. So we take out the water that they're going to go into, dispatch of that water, disperse that water, get rid, and then pump from them tanks into there, then move fish across, and then they've just slowly brought up and come up to temperature. So that's my only trouble is, Susan, I live in the second highest point in Huddersfield, and it's where I live is quite close to the highest motorway in the UK. So I'm pretty high. So when we get winds up here, we get some right winds. Put it this way, I had to make all my fences so that every panel had a lat and then a gap, then a lat, then a gap, then a lat, then a gap. Because when we had fence panels, every year we'd be replacing them because wind would come straight across car park, straight across the actual back gardens and just take out all fence panels. It looked like somebody just run through them all and smashed them all to bits. So I've had a little greenhouse in my garden before, and it never stayed in my garden for much more than a couple of weeks, and then it were in somebody else's garden further down the road. Like neighbours one of the neighbours 2 or 3 houses away, their trampoline ended up 4 houses further down the street when it picked it up and flung it out of the garden, and it were a big ass trampoline and all. It wasn't no small thing. But glass greenhouse, that won't be stronger. Yeah. Amazon do a collapsible greenhouse. Surely you could adapt or build on that design. See, I was thinking about, and I was going to do a video on this, but I couldn't be asked. I've got all stuff to do, and I really couldn't be asked to do it. I was going to net my pond off. We're going to net the pond off, but not net the pond off so it flush level. I was going to put. I've got stakes to go all the way down one side and stakes to go all the way down the other side, and then you get plastic pipe conduit, and you put one end over top of one stake, and you bend it over to another one, and you do that 4 times across your pond. So you get 4 hoops, and then you get a stone peg, tie it off, crack that in, go around your first loop, and then to your next one, loop it, next one, loop it, next one, loop it, and then to the far end, and then you pull it taut, and that gives you your 4 ridges to your kind of like a polytunnel ridges. And we're going to do that and then just cover it with netting so that when all the leaves dropped and everything else, but then I kept that tree where I kept it. And I thought, if I do it, I'm going to knacker that little tree over top of the pond. So I went off the idea of doing it because I didn't want to damage it and just re-netted it over the same way underneath all my rocks and my stones, which is a pain in the ass when you want to do it. But yeah. But I think that kind of way would work if you wanted to use a polytunnel, but it's the digging into the plastic or being able to get a little doorway so you can get in there if you need to do, which is a bit of a
What was the net idea for then, guys? Was that to keep the leaves off or stop birds coming in?
Keep the herring off, mate. Because I know it's been back, but it's not got anything, thank God. But the other one is I have there's loads of wood pigeons around here, mate. Absolutely shit tons of them. You know, all you can hear in the morning when you wake up is coo, 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 that horrible noise that they make all the time. And they come down, land in the garden, and then they have.
What noise was that?
Nah, yeah. Watch it back later. They land on top of the land on garden, and then when feeder goes off, it's a competition between the wood pigeons and the magpies to see who can get. They walk across top of netting on water and pick up the food with the fish feeding around them. I've yet to catch it on camera when birds are there, because obviously when I get there, when I get open door, they fly off. But I want to catch the birds and the fish feeding at the same time, but I can't get. Every time I open the door, they're gone.
See, I caught the peacocks doing it, didn't I?
Yeah, you did, yeah.
They know now, literally, every time I go down with the bucket and chuck the food out there, they're straight up on the side, pecking away at the food.
Yeah. The only trouble is if they peck an eyeballer out, but
yeah.
What's that? Earlier, my log greenhouse was 30 degrees C. Pond sits at around 22 degrees C. No heater needed. But do you heat the log, the log greenhouse? Do you heat that? Not the pond. That's what I think. You said before. You normally in winter months you normally run like a solid fuel burner in there, don't you? What's that? The highest point is God. Gaz is just below. Email. Good on you, Simon, but it's a 2 minutes walk to the moors. It's definitely level, buddy. It's fucking out by here. That's the only trouble. We can have. Well, I've shown people before in groups and stuff before. Like I can be on top of my hill, drive off my estate, and there'll be a foot of snow, and I can go off of my estate and onto the main road and drop down one side of the hill or the other, and there's none. But yet it'll be up here for 3-4 weeks longer than what it will be anywhere else. Same as the allotments. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, exactly same. Exactly like that. Yeah. In the high places in central Scotland. Yeah, not quite that high, Alan.
Yeah, you imagine what it must be like having fish up in Scotland.
What's this? Jonathan says, colour fence, Gaz. 20 years warranty, withstands winds of up to 120 miles per hour. My mate has it. In the where? In there, wherever that
is.
Move house. Buy me a new house, Phil, and I will. Move house. It's just that easy, isn't it? Yeah. Tell you what, Ryan, here's a pair of eyes. So I can move house and build a bigger pond and have a polytunnel. In fact, bugger it. I'll just move in with your mum and dad. I can have my own polytunnel down there. I'll be all right. Just built a new extension. Tell him I'm moving in. This winter, Simon, I agree with this, mate. I think this is going to be the case. I think this year, we're going to have a real bad winter. I think we've a real good summer like we've had, because the last 2 years, we've had a relatively mild winter in comparison to the last time we had a really good summer like this. We had a really bad winter, and that were in 2013, and we had like 6 foot of snow up here. So I ain't looking forward to that.
No, the farmers always say about the berries on the trees. If there's lots of berries on the trees, it's going to be a really bad winter. And shit, there is some berries on the trees down here.
Yeah, there's absolutely loads, mate. And I put out a little short today about wake me up when September ends. In fact, if anybody is in the WhatsApp group for exclusively called, you want to go check them out, because there's a one day deal only on them Ginnerin Kaku, which are mint, and there's some knockdown prices on them. So get yourselves over there and have a look. But I did that when September ends because I used that one because I'd listened to it on way in and I thought, you know what, man, it's actually right. It's peeing it down. It's turning. It's spring. Spring has gone. We've gone from spring into summer, from summer, and now we're going into autumn soon-ish. But it feels like it's on the change, and it feels like it's come quick.
Yeah, because 2 weeks ago it was bloody hot, sweltering
Yeah,
hot.
that's what I mean.
And then, yeah, you could almost light the fire up now of an evening.
We, to be fair, mate, we just put a new one in, so we were kind of like, are you a bit cold? Where normally we might have just gone and got a jumper on and thought, fuck it, put fire on. We'll see what it's like. But yeah, it's been a bit of a case of there has been the odd night, and even talking with Andy at work, and he was saying just before he went away, he's just come back like he was saying it's been dropping cold down here on a night, and I know when I getting up in the morning, you know when it's been a cold night. And you come out to your car and you've got all that dew all over your windscreen and all over your windows. But you put wiper blades on, clean it off, and then within seconds it's covered again. And you think, shit, that windscreen's cold. Before long, that'll be turned into a frost. And you'll be getting up in the morning with that crisp, fresh grass underfoot where you're walking through a garden and it's put a jumper on, put the heater on your pond. Philip King must be you must be one of these dudes that roll around with a big fat wedged wallet. Put a fucking heater on my pond. Right? I'm from Yorkshire, first of all, mate. When somebody turns around and says put a fucking heater on your pond, all I think is how much, and I'm not down for putting any more into my gas and electric bills than what it already cost me to sustain a family. Fish will have to just fucking knuckle down and think tough shit. Get used to it.
Have you ever worked out how much it costs you to run your pond?
No. No, because I'll probably find out it's probably not all that expensive, and then that'll be somebody else I'll get it shit for buying. So I'm not doing it. How much does it cost? How much has anybody else out there got a 5,000 litre pond with no cover, no poly over the top? How much does it cost for the running cost to keep that and maintain it at what, 15? Because you don't want to be in the dodgy temperatures, do you? You want to keep it above 10, but you can't really keep it above 20, can you? Otherwise, you're just going to be
Be on permanently.
warm. Yeah, you'd be on permanently. You'd be just warming the atmosphere. But roughly, to keep your pond at about 10 to 15 degrees throughout the winter period, you've got to cover it, or otherwise you're just wasting all that money. And I can't do that. It's already cost me enough to get to work as it is, without having to waste money on fuel as well. It's cold where I'm in Stockbridge. I'm in a stone-built bungalow. Log burners on now. There you go. See that, Steelman Dave. If I had a log burner, I'd burn it. I love fire. Me, obviously, ex-fire officer. You kind of get like you do like it. You've got to like it to do what you do to go into it. But there's something. I don't know. I think there's something primeval where a man. If you've got 10 guys in any environment, any area, and you throw a fire pit, every one of those blokes will want to gather around that fire. And there's that period while you're all stood around it, looking at it, pure peace and quiet, while everybody's mesmerized just looking at the flames. And it happens every time. If you get it when there's a group of guys stood around something like that, and you all just sit there for a little bit of peace and quiet and just kind of recharge yourself. My central heating already coming on, auto set up this week. Defo's night temps dropping. I've turned my shower off now as it loses too much temp. Yeah, they do, don't they? Colin says, Gaz, my water bill, 2 adults and a pond, a quarter is 60. Fucking hell. 2 adults? Shit. You're on a meter then. So that's just for your water alone, with 2 adults in one house and your pond, 1,600 a quarter.
Yeah, so 500 quid, 500 quid a month.
And then on top of that, there's a heating on it. That's without heating or electricity and food. Yeah. See, why is koi keeping such a rich man's game? It is really, isn't it?
It is, but does it need to be?
No, that's what I mean. That's why I accept my pond for what it is. I've got my own filter system that I built myself. I've got a pond that's just a liner in an hole in ground. I've got some nice fish in there. Yeah, there are some that are, ones that I've had from beginning, early days, that I'm not saying I'm going to get rid of them, or I would get rid of them. They're nice, the pond fillers. I'm happy with them. I'm comfortable with them. And I've enjoyed watching them and keeping them. Would I want to step to that next level so that I've got, well, we're at 1,600 quid a month, plus heating, plus food? Ah, man, I don't think I want to be spending 900 quid a month on another to go up that next tier or tiers. It's last Philip says last winter cost him £6 a day. That's not stupid amounts, is it? £6 a day. What's this little fucking symbol there on my thing? Matt, fill for a minute while I try to get rid of that because it's doing me head in.
What's symbol?
This little, I don't know, it's like a triangle with a halo over the top of it. But it goes when I do that. But then it comes back when I do that. What's that about? £6 a day. Costs NG Power average household £1 daily or £29 monthly. I don't believe that.
£6 a day. That's still 180 quid, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's £6. You know what I'm saying? He says like £1 a day, and then Philip's saying £6 a day. Look, you start. I don't. I don't. There's never any left. I get all fish in there. I know my food bill's gone up. I thought you were going to be saying to me the other day, Gaz, can I have a pot noodle, mate? Because I forgot some snap until we found one in cupboard for you over there.
Actually, whilst Ryan's on watching, I got something to show you, Gaz.
Oh,
Hang on. I'll find it.
This is not going to be nice, I know, before it starts.
I'm hoping I've still got it on there. It just made me chuckle when I saw it. Where is it to? I don't know whether it's just me, but when I go onto my photos on my phone, all I got is freaking fish on it.
Yeah, it's just you, Matt. No, I've been lying.
Carry on talking, I'll find it.
Oh, well, whatever that thing is. I don't know where that... If I had to do know where it's come from, but I've just updated Camo Studio, which is what I use for... eyes. Tennis says it's an insult. What are you saying? Last time I added all the electric running costs, so it was £7 a day, not including water, no water meter, £106 a month, United Utilities for water. I'm gonna have to try to see if I can work mine out and find out what it is, what it costs to run. I don't even think I'm over 350 watts in my full system. That's something I'm interested in trying to find out. Running costs vary with heat pumps and solar power.
I think Ryan was trying. I think he was trying to book a flight.
Now, oh shit, wrong one. I nearly right.
It's been on my phone for a few weeks. I just keep laughing at it every time I see it.
This is another one of his pastime hobbies. Not booking flights, obviously. Well, actually, that's one of his hobbies as well. But he does a lot. I think he likes to do the technical Lego stuff. But yeah, look, Ryan Steddart follows Lego. Brandon loves it. He builds. He's just in a massive, great big ship. He's got loads of Star Wars stuff and all sorts that he's made in them all. He really enjoys doing it. He's just made a massive, great big. It's like a sister ship to the Titanic or something, but it's not. But it's like that type of ship, you know, big ass thing. I'm sure it's a sister ship to Titanic or something like that. And that took him nearly 4.5 months to build. But yeah, there you go. In case you didn't know, Ryan likes Lego. Gang about. Right, let's see. A question. Has Ryan got any... What? Any what? No idea, mate.
Becco's.
Glad you're better than me because I couldn't get what that one was. Has he got hang about? Has he got any Beckos around? Not at the 30 mark, but Ryan, if you're watching, ping us that one right quick. We're gonna have a sale here. Oh, can I get it off my phone? No bollocks, it's on my work phone. Got a really nice Becco. Hang about. Let's see if we can. Oh, it just so happens I'm a genius. Here we go. I'll show you a very nice Becco, mate, if you're interested. I don't imagine it'd be too cheap, but can I make that big? You bastard. There is a very nice Becco there.
Leave it in.
It's a bit bigger than 30 cm though, mate, but that's what you want to be buying. Don't want one of those 30 cm jobs and have to grow it on a little bit more. I want that one, which is about 50 odd, I think. And the Kage Shuru Atsuri is mint. Absolutely beautiful fish. Good evening, Rick. Hope you're well, mate.
Good
Busy,
evening,
busy?
mate. Sorry.
No,
Yeah.
got me down. It works, isn't it?
It is. It's sorting out the France trip, isn't it? It is work, but it's you got to work harder before you go on holiday, don't you?
Gosh, yeah. Gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
You off fishing again? Then?
Again. Yeah.
How many holidays? You have more holidays than bloody anybody I know. Literally.
Okay, thank you.
What size is this, Matt? There's a nice little Becco.
37.
If Ryan's still watching, he'll tell you, mate. I don't imagine it'll be too cheap. By which 37, that is it, Matt?
37, 295, and Ufuchi, Nisai.
There we go.
Okay.
There's a Becco. Alikoi Dorset. Or a really big one, exclusive.
What's this
What
little
have you been
thing
up to?
on your screen, mate?
What's this? What?
The little like house with a sun over it on your screen.
I don't know. I don't know where it's come from. That thing. When I put this up, that.
No,
No,
It's like-
states
like-
are all the time, guys.
I don't know what it is.
there's like a little house with a sun rising over it.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? I don't know. I know where I know where it's from. I know why. Yeah, but I don't know how it. I've just updated this program, and it's decided to put. And if I click on,
Maybe it's because you're the leader of the gang.
it's probably nothing like that at all. Oh, did you see that?
Got closer. I can do that as well. Look.
Yeah, mine can do that as well.
Ooh. Didn't know that, did that?
Mine even follows me now.
They put some new stuff back in again. They've got all the. They put all these back again, which they haven't been there for ages.
That is an improvement, I guess. So why do you get it and I don't then?
Because I've got the program running on my PC and you haven't. Because
Because you're doing the thumb the wrong way, Matt.
I can do this and be sun-kissed, apparently. Whatever that's supposed to be. Yeah. Follow. Yeah, they put all those back in and they didn't used to be. They haven't been on for ages, but now they're all back. I didn't know that did that. Oh, look, cameras. I can do what Crafty does. I'll zoom me in and out shit. There you go. That's something I didn't really want to be doing.
Makes it all so much better, doesn't it?
Yeah, background turns off. But I don't know where that little fecking thing comes from.
Can you see it? It's not
Yeah,
that
I can see it. No, it's not. Sorry, guys. I'm just sat here pissing and pissing about trying to get rid of shit, but I don't know. I don't know where. Come on, guys, make a story up about it. You're good at that. Good at what?
Making up stories about stuff.
What am I making a story up about? Tell us. Give me a topic, and I'll give you. You trying to say I'm a storyteller? I've drunk me
Anyway,
tea
what's happened in the koi world this week? Do we know?
Well, first, I don't know what I've done with my camera now. Stop it for fucking doing that. Anyway, in the koi world, mate, we're preparing for an onslaught of new stock. We're just banging out fish left, right, and centre, clearing tanks, ready for all the new Nisai coming in.
How many Nisai would you have come in then on this first batch?
At least 750. Well, fucking Ryan's got tons of them out there, mate. There's shit tons of them to come back. And that's before he starts spending. More so.
When's the first shipment due then? Because it's still early.
I've honestly, mate, I couldn't. If I were to tell you, it would be a line. It'd be another story. I don't know. I don't know exactly, but I know that we basically now that we've got between now and when Ryan goes over next month, and then he will be going over there making his purchases, blah, 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 and then stock will be coming in. But then after that, we'll be getting more stock back in again. After that, again, which will be the Tosai stuff again. But that'll be, next season. Well, next year. But we got some in before last year, and then some in just after Christmas. So we got some in before, some just after, and then we also had all the Nisai coming in before that. So I'm at the moment now we're getting ponds. We're consolidating, putting out bargains and sales. We're out a sale. Just
mental, isn't it? Everyone's doing sales. All the shops are doing 50% off this, that, and we're just getting ready to do our
we're not
the season.
We're not doing sales. I don't mean sale as in buy this cheap. Not that sale. We're just pushing sales and pushing out stock and getting stuff.
But what I'm saying is like there's numerous shops out there that are doing
discounts
off,
yeah,
massive amounts off because it's the end of season. I'm not sure it really is an end of season anymore, is it? I don't know.
I saw one pop up on, I think it was on Facebook, and they were doing 75% off all koi. I'm like, how much freaking money did you make in the first place?
Let's all go, where is that? We'll go and buy some new stock for next year. 75% off.
It's just nuts.
To me, if you're a customer and you have a shop saying 75% off, that means they've been ripping you off.
Yeah.
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 Well, I mean,
that's ridiculous.
It
was 400 quid last week. You can have 100 quid this week. I'm still making money.
You imagine
that's not right.
Yeah, you imagine actually buying a fish last week and then this week it pops up, 50%, 75% off. I'd be right leery.
You can't be. I mean, you've got to make your profit where you can make your profit when you can make your profit. And then when you've got to get rid of stock to make room for new stock, you've got to move it on, and then some people might pick up more bargains. But does that necessarily mean that the fish that you sold beforehand, which were the premium stuff, aren't worth that valued price that were on them because they were premium and handpicked? And these are the latter end of the stuff that you've got left.
Potentially, but they still might be as good, or someone might have been taking them in the first place.
This is what we were saying the other week, though. Then I'm now looking in there now at stuff and thinking, oh, damn, that fish didn't look nowhere near as good as this 3 months ago. And now, because it's been left in there and it's still got that chance of getting a bit more food because there's a smaller amount of numbers in there with them, it's really blossomed and turned into a better looking fish and become more sellable.
I think there's more transparent ways of perhaps doing it, isn't it? I don't know. That just seems, yeah. I don't know.
Hi, my name's Ryan and I'm an addict and I'm off to Japan. Thank God. How much was the Becco, Ryan? PM me private and then I can put it all over here for everybody to see.
Cheap as chips, mate. It was a Tancho Sankey last week.
Mate, that fish is, I've watched it. We get better and better and better. Ooh. To the gentleman that was asking, which was Steelman David, 2250.
£2.
Everybody else. But it is an exceptionally nice fish. There's a Deutsch one, I think. Personally, me, I like the Deutsch one even better. The sumi on that is absolutely banging, man. It's a stunning fish. Beautiful it is. But as Alan keeps telling me, we spent all these many, many years making sure that we actually, got the perfect scalation on fish, and Gaz just wants to peel them all off them. If they've all been handpicked, they should all be good. That's the thing, though.
That's not fair. Doesn't work, does it?
No, because we know there's somebody here that's handpicked fish with eyes missing and pecs missing. So that's not the case, Philip. It's not the case.
Both of those two fish have actually gone to their new homes. Or one
they sold for a right premium.
Yeah, I made a huge profit on those, thanks for it.
But the point is, if you handpick a fish as Tozai, some will go wrong and some will get better, won't they? You're just maximising your odds of having better fish across the board. If you buy console, you're just getting what you're getting. Some of them still could turn out a maiden, and a lot of them won't. That's just life, isn't it? But by handpicking, you're increasing the odds of the better fish. But some will still go wrong. Happens.
Oh, here, look. Yes. Look now.
Buy one, get one.
I got rid of it. Yes. Thank you. Sorry, guys. I can concentrate on what we're doing now because that we're doing my titting. Got rid of the little house and the Kirby thing.
I never even noticed it, guys. Where was it?
Matt had 75% off sale for all those two.
Sorry.
They're only 25% at fish. The rest of it were missing.
I had 100% off on those two fish.
Yeah. In fact, you did, didn't you? Because I know one gentleman that was on here last week turned around and said, I got it, but he got it from you for free. So
yeah, and I'm sure somebody's going to comment saying, "Oh, I got the other one in a minute." And she bakes a good cake as well, Rich.
What, my mother? No, my mother doesn't make it.
She's not that old.
I know who you're talking about. She didn't bring me a cake for my birthday.
Oh, well, that's not good, is it?
No.
Right, we have got one or two. There we go. We have got a question. Question on Costia, NT Labs, FMG. Triple dose, or treble, treble dose at 24 degrees. Costia still active after 3 days. Resistant question. Weak as piss treatment, or could residual pond detox have weakened the strength?
Can I answer it straight away?
Yeah.
Can I ask a question? then?
Weak as piss treatment.
I'm going to ask a question to Rick first, then.
Oh,
So-
question within a question.
With a pond detox, if the water's got nothing to detox, will it just sit there, residue in the pond, and only then come active when?
I just get pulled out and you filter, mate, like it always does.
Yeah, if there's nothing in there,
It
it'll
does,
just go
doesn't
in.
it?
Yeah, but the thing is, as we don't know quite what it's made of, and there's no such thing as nothing to detox, is there? Because it will have.
Do you know what
effect
do
everywhere,
you want
won't
to know what it actually does? And this is a bit of tongue in cheek, but Frank will find it funny. It actually does detox your fish, and it turns them from coir carp to common carp, or mirror carp, or leather carp.
Okay.
Pulls the colour out of all your fish and turns them back to the natural state. Hundreds of years of breeding gone from a few packets. That's it.
A few packets. I've
A few
only got
packets.
one.
That's all it takes. Just a few packets.
So would it work on me on a Friday morning then?
No. Can't do fucking miracles, Matt.
Yeah. you got to ask too much for it, mate. To be honest, right? At the end of the day, it's like anything, isn't it? It depends.
I've never used it, so that's I'm just tongue in cheek because Frank's now technically gone to keeping mirror carp, which is pretty cool. But
yeah, it's one of those things, and it absorbs certain harmful stuff, so it's beneficial.
is the word coagulant?
Coagulant is
That's
something
one. That's
yeah,
it.
but no, I'm not. Without knowing exactly what's in it, who knows? I've only used it for the first time yesterday.
Oh, we were going to use it other day as well, but we didn't yet.
We did.
We are
I
gonna have a
wanged
go.
it into the four feed trial ponds, and then spent the next 2 hours after everyone had gone home, going back, shit himself, adding more air, thinking, I don't really know what I've done here. But to be fair, all good as gold at the present. But yeah, so
So what did you add it for? Right. Why did you add it?
I added it because I had a situation where I've got 4 heavily stocked ponds being fed. So the water clarity, the water quality, the nitrite is always a bit of an issue because we're adding more and more and more food all the time. And it just seemed a perfect opportunity just to see if we could see what
Bring them down.
Well, just see if the appetite of the fish improved, if the water clarity improved, if the foam, whatever. It's just one of those situations, wang it in. And then after I put it in, it was like, yeah, that was a bit daft, really, because I don't know exactly. But yeah, it's good as gold.
Did it reduce the foam?
Not this done. It's done. To be fair, at this point, it has done nothing that I could tell you it's done.
Visual.
But the issue is because of the nitrite's been creeping up. It says removes nitrite. So I'm thinking, well, we'll do the tests in a couple of days and see 0 not. But in reality, someone's now told me it binds up the nitrite rather than removes it, stops it being toxic like salt would.
So it's just the same as safe then, because that's what safe does.
Well, yeah, but
Safe removes
it's
ammonia.
probably a combination of clays, zeolite, whatever it is, and it's probably will have a beneficial effect. Obviously, we'll see how beneficial in that crazy kind of environment. But a dose in one of my ponds isn't the same as a normal pond. So yeah,
I bet you needed like half a packet per one, didn't you?
Well, no, I've done it to the packet basically to start with, and just see where we go. Because
Yeah. Well, I mean, you've dosed to the packet's instructions.
yeah, and I'll just do that, and I'll follow it. And at the end of the day, we'll start seeing a change of water or not. I don't know. I think it will help. I mean, it seems kind of like a clay in its taste. I did eat a bit. Doesn't say to eat a bit. I did eat a bit just to see. She's growing, Matt.
She is.
Look at that.
She grows into those ears, she's going to be frigging massive.
Right, look. So I don't know. It's just we've got a situation going on. We're doing a food trial. We're pushing the water to its limit. The water we basically have done no water changes. So the water's right on the ragged edge of what you want it. Why not try something like Pond Detox?
Yeah, definitely.
And we've done it live on YouTube. So God knows. It'd be good or bad, wouldn't it? I don't know. Nowhere to hide, is it? If the fish are all dead tomorrow, you're like, oh. I'm off to France tomorrow, so it's not my problem then, is it?
Right. Well, now then, that went off on a little bit of a tangent. But
Yes,
to get back to the question, Costia, NT Labs, FMG, triple dose at 24 degrees, Costia still active after 3 days, resistant, weak as piss treatment, or could residual Pond Detox have weakened the strength?
Well, the main issue says treble dose there. So we need to clarify if he's treble the amount in one hit or done the dose 3 times over a period of time. Does that make sense? Have you treated your pond 3 times the correct dose, but over?
Or have you gone 3
gone.
times more than what is specified and thought,
Yeah.
give that a go?
In reality, Costia needs formalin at a much stronger dose than what's in those bottles. So you're not using the formalin at a strong enough dose to work for Costia in those medicated bottles that are piss weak.
Yeah,
they're as weak as they can possibly be.
And if you did use Pond Detox, it will have reduced
Potentially as well. Yeah,
you've got it as well.
So I don't think Costia is something that's going to get resistant. I think it's just something that you need to hit with the correct dose once done. Be it that PP form, whatever the treatment is, it needs to be at the strong enough dose to work.
There you go.
And also, you have the problem if you've got some really unwell fish that are really heavily mucused, the formalin is not going to get through it to work as it should. So you get back to do you use something to strip the slime coat off, then kill the Costia scenario? So yeah, it's probably a combination of all those things. But yeah, those bottle treatments, they are not good for treating Costia.
What about this one then? High Volts Koi, question from the panel. How would you treat mouth rot or something of that sort?
So mouth rot and fin rot are caused by flexibacteria. So malachite is one of the best treatments for said bacteria. But you also get mouth rot when you get nastier bacterial problems. So yeah, if it's just a general what used to call mouth rot, cotton wool on the top lip type issue, fin rot, malachite is perfectly adequate at the right dose to deal with that. Acroflavin to deal with it. It should be quite an easy sort.
And then fecking pray that it's not the other bad one.
Yeah, to be fair, it's one of those. As you get lots of bacteria, they get so many small bacterial problems that aren't really a problem that can be dealt with easily. It's just ulcers is the one, proper ulcers that are an issue. Yeah. Most again, that would be treatable. Any of the off-the-shelf treatments should pretty much nail that. It tends to be quite an easy methylene blue, malachite, acroflavin, all of those would do it.
Methylene blue, but you can't really get that anymore, can you?
Some people do, yeah. Chemicals is a strange one, isn't it? Getting older stuff.
Difficult to get hold of, I believe, but that's a good one. Don't spill it on anything though, because that's it. It's permanently fecking blue if you do. Right then, Bill says, question for Rick: what food was you using on the pond that had a lot of foam on? Aha! All shall be revealed at a later date.
No, to be fair, but that pond has been foamy all year. So it's not fair to blame. So that's the food that's on the Dijawi Chinese food. But it was way foamier. We mixed all the water between the ponds before we started this, and that pond's still. And the only difference is the way that shower wears back in. It wears as like a waterfall sheet, just because that's how it is. I don't know if that is what causes it holds water in rather than splashing in, and it's being
when it
foamed.
rolls and it foams up, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it's almost like a blade effect, and it's not dropping from the fire, and it just creates a particular motion. But yeah, it's a Chinese food, but I wouldn't blame that on the food, because it was like it before, and we mixed all the water, and that's still the same pond that's like it. So I blame.
Well, I know we can discuss this next one based upon the next stage of this question, as I'm adding to it, Bill. The one that's giving you the least clarity. You already said. Which
I said, well, no, the clarity in all the ponds is pretty horrendous, but the Dainichi food is, if you looked at them, it's got the best water,
best clarity, yeah.
Clarity. The rest is difficult to say.
This is all available info that's already on Vince's video.
Yeah,
so that's the reason why I'm asking.
The food with the one that's foamier is actually the greenest pond. It's got probably the most algae type food. The other two, the Coppens one and the Nutrimare one, are more of a reddy brown. Again, it's more algae. It's not food waste. It's the amount of sunlight they're getting. There's no UVs on them, but there is a difference between them. But
Can you say from what you can see now, because obviously 3 of the ponds you can't see a great deal in, the 4th one you can quite clearly see from one length of the pond to the other. Can you see if there's an instant look where you've had the maximum growth without trying to, without weighing off? Do you see any positive growth from one particular brand? Can you say that? Or...
They've all grown. It's hard because they look like they've grown more on the Dainichi food, the FD food, but the pond's clearer, so you can see the fish.
So you see the fish more, yeah.
So it's like you climb up on the wall when you're looking along the pond, you think, God, that's a pond full of fish now. But I should think the others, I don't know. It's difficult, and I don't want to say one's better.
No. So I don't want you to give any. I don't want to give anything away. Just information that you've already spoke about that anybody might not have already.
Yeah, I think it's we were in there filming, and it's quite obvious that that's the one pond you can sort of see. And considering all those fish in every pond fitted in one bag, and we weighed them at 7.5 kilos, you ain't fitting all those fish in a bag now, regardless.
So regardless to whichever food that you've picked and chosen, you've not had any way you could say, shit, them fish aren't done. No, they've all.
To be fair, we'd expect the Coppens food to be the worst performer, being the cheapest food, the worst. I'd say the worst ingredients. The ingredients people perhaps look down on because they're. What's the word? Environmentally friendly is one way of putting it. So they'll use ingredients that aren't fish meal to get their food, and so you'd expect probably the worst growth, weight gain, appetite from that food, and yet I would still expect a centimetre a week from those fish in there, give or take, across the board. That's just what, even with that food. So yeah, you're going to see quite a massive change regardless. Across, like, you could be chucking pedigree chum or just Pell Bar, whatever in there, and you see a difference. You should see a difference. But as to, until you do it side by side, obviously, if you had one pond and they all grew 10 centimetres in the 10 weeks, you go, that food's bloody amazing. They've all grown 10 centimetres. But until you do it in conjunction against another food where they grow 20 centimetres, and you go, shit, that food was crap, man. Look at them. That's when you start seeing the perspective of what the food can do, but also you got the cost of the food.
All 4 ponds are undercover as well, aren't they?
They're all important. They've all been, even when it was shit weather the other day, they were at 25 5 degrees or whatever. They're all right up in the growing zone, but they're not. They're quite heavily stocked. The water's, if you were trying to grow the fish, we'd sort the size of the fish out all similar. We do more water changing. You put a different emphasis on it. They are literally being grown in exactly the same way. And there's some fish in there that were quite runty for their age, and some fish that were quite big for their age. And the split has become even greater. I should think the smallest fish in each pond and the biggest fish are probably now 20 times different weights.
Shit.
But that's across the board because we didn't split. We tried to make it even.
Yeah, you said that you wanted to do as an experiment as different size fish in all ponds of all different varieties, blah 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 blah, to replicate an everyday pond.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, an everyday pond. You're not going to go through and split all your year-old fish that are a certain size into a pond to carry on growing. Right? You've got a pond of fish, and you're going to feed them and try and get the best out of them.
Yeah.
And if the crashigoy in your pond eats half the food and grows a lot bigger, chances are there'll be a goshki or a platinum or something that don't get a lot of food. He eats one pellet a day and doesn't do a lot. But that's
one
board of 100 fish we'll get. And at the end of the day, we can put all the sheros into clean water and see the difference in the sumi across the board and the shiroji across the board. Put all the asagis or shishuis or, so you can see all the different elements that have gone well or badly. Body shape, fat level, weight. We might find that one pond's done really well. The weight gain's massive, but actually the length gain, they're fat little bastards, rather than another pond will be skinny but long or whatever.
It's going to be interesting to see your conclusion at the end of the day.
It's not going to be. It's not a winner or lose. It is purely these fish have done this. It's cost this amount.
Well, that's what I mean by the conclusion. It's
still going to be interesting to see what's done what. Sounds like there's a definite winner out there in a sense, which has been a good all-rounder growth, clarity.
To be fair, you'd expect a food that's. Let's say if you were buying Sake Akari or the Dainichi food and you're paying £330 a bag,
you'd expect it to be
that to outperform a 30 quid, 50 quid bag or whatever. There is a massive difference.
But what you've done though, Rick, is you've shown people what a 40 to 50 quid bag of food, or maybe a 60, 70 quid bag of food does, right up to a 300 quid bag of food.
Yeah, well, to be fair,
if they've all done the same in kind of, if you've got similar kind of results in growth.
Yeah, but it's not just growth; it's skin quality, pigment, body shape, fat content. The whole, all of it will come as way up. And at the end of the day, if we get to a point at the end of this one, you go, well, actually, this food is, or these two foods are the best two by a country mile. Next year, we could perhaps do it with those against the gold standard Sake Akari and another different food. So you just start getting a complete picture of, because all the foods have got their place, haven't they?
Oh yeah,
some might be.
All foods have got their place, mate. It all depends on your budget, is what we were talking about earlier on about at different tiers and different levels of keeping koi. At the end of the day, some people want to keep koi and don't want the fish to grow stupid big, but want them to still have enough to sustain them and keep them healthy.
Yeah, but that's the only way you can do that is by having multiple ponds running. And even then, it's not fair because you might say, we don't care about the water clarity of our ponds or the amount of waste really being produced. It's not really high on our agenda. But for Joe Bloggs that's got one pond with his window, he wants sparkling water, then he's got a different. There might be a food out there that the fish do okay on or really well on, but the water stays. No staining, no particles. No, he's got, beautiful crystal clear water, and the fish do all right. And I could say, well, this food's £5 a kilo cheaper, but your water's going to look shit.
Yeah. But if you wanted to get some type, I mean, my water in my pond has looked not bad, but it's probably been the most discoloured, frothy, and heavy particles in it because I've been feeding heavier than what I've probably ever fed before. And the difference being is I've got some growth on my fish. And to allow it to get some good growth into them, in a unheated pond, good growth into them, it's made a difference to the fish. And I said the other day when I was talking to Vince, I really should give this a go and get them out and boil them all up and measure them all and see what the difference has actually been. Because I think I'll be quite surprised. There'll be some that I know aren't going to grow much more because I think some of them have definitely topped out because they're not that good a quality fish in the first place. And that's no slagging anybody's fish off from anywhere that they've come from. Those were some of the beginning fish that I got, which were literally just cheap,
Well, they were freebies, weren't they, guys?
No, there wasn't. There was.
You never get any free fish, mate. Never.
I was going to say, you worked it out. You hadn't got a fish in there that you actually paid for.
Oh, fuck off. There is fish in there.
It's the food, isn't it?
I mean, in the sense of. Oh dear me! I give it.
I watched a video. I want to say Coy's boy Coy's. He did a Nutrimare feed.
Yes,
every
that's
year.
the dude I were on about earlier on. That's what we were talking about.
So he did, and fair play. Obviously,
he's done 12 months on Nutrimare, hasn't he?
And he's had quite good results. But again, it's one of those things. His fish have grown an average of 12 centimeters in the year. And some of his old fish have actually done really quite old. Old fish that weren't grown have actually started growing.
Yeah.
But I think he's also improved the pond, the filtration, the stock density. Lots of things have gone on. We've also had the best summer we've had.
That's what
in my lifetime. Period. We've never had such a warm from April to now.
Yeah,
we've had growing temperatures the entire time. Which is great for one part of an industry, and yet another part
on global warming
on their knees, aren't they? If you're trying to grow crops and you've not had rain for 6 months, you're screwed. Yeah. So there's lots of things that play a part. But again, if you don't run multiple ponds side by side with some kind of consistency in terms of water quality, food, and all the rest of it, you could say he's done really well with Nutrimare, brilliant. But had he fed the Dainichi food, he might have had twice.
He might have had twice that. Yeah,
he might have fed another food and had half. But until you've done
another trial on a different food to see what the comparisons are of the fish from the same size to what they've got to now. Well, technically, you'd have to start all over again, wouldn't you, with your pond every year to do it? Because you can't do next year, can you, with a different food and say, oh, well, this food's not done as good because this year they've only grown 9 cm, because it's a different, when you're going from that 40 to 50 or from 50 to that 60, that's a whole lot more growing that's needed than what it would have been from that 20 to that 40.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, it's almost impossible, which is where it is literally impossible to do it. But obviously, you hope the food companies do it to a point. But again, what are they trying to achieve in each bit they're doing? Is it overall growth? Is it weight gain? Is it length gain? Is it, color qualities? And you've got to work with the industry if you can't use certain ingredients, or I think it's great. The more manufacturers that do the food, hopefully the more options you've got, and you'll be able to find the right food for the right budget that suits your pond or whatever. But yeah, I can't knock any of the foods, to be fair. That's, I don't think there's a bad one. I just, you've got to work out what's best for your age fish, your pond.
Are you going to, right, I'll take this the wrong way, but are you going a little bit of I'm going to sit on the fence and not actually say, it fucking is, Martin?
I'm not saying anything until the
I don't mean now. I don't mean here. I'm not expecting you doing this. You're doing it with Vince. But somebody's got to come out on top. Somebody's got to come out in the middle, and somebody's going to have to be shit.
No, but they don't. The point is,
Matt, it's not right, is it?
That's why I'm laughing, because come on, we know what Rich is like. We had this
Tesco's baked beans and Morrison's baked beans and then some cordon bleu baked beans, and you tasted all four. One of them's going to be right nice. One of them's going to be wank.
And
Yeah, but
also-
I can already tell you now before the end of the trial that obviously the Dainichi food at present is doing better, but you would expect it to do better. And at the end of the day, it's not about taste, is it?
Why? Why would you expect it to do better just because it's got a branded name behind it, like Dainichi?
Because it's cost 4 times more or whatever than
Has
the
it?
next or whatever. Yeah, it's
Has
a
it
lot
though?
more expensive.
No, it's cost us four times
Yeah,
more
but that's the
here,
point.
but there it hasn't. Is
Well,
that
yeah,
is that
that's the
is
whole
in
point, isn't
Japan? Is that food a top end premium food?
I don't know.
I don't either. I'm not saying it is.
I'm not going to know the difference until I get those fish out, and actually we can all. And if one food, and to be fair, Sean's come up to me and gone, actually, what happens if our food shit? And I'm like, well, it will be what it will be, won't it? I can't change it. It will
Well, if
be.
it is, it is, though, isn't it? But, I mean, are you actually gonna say that there's a first, second, third, and fourth? Because there's 4 ponds, 4 foods. There's got to be one.
There isn't. Yeah, but, okay, there'll be a food that the fish have grown more on, but there'll also be. How do you rate it? How could you, evening crafty?
Good evening.
I don't know. I don't know how you can rate it, but you've got to. It's got to have some, or otherwise, what's the point in it?
Because no, but the point of it, I've done the trial for me to find the food that I want to use.
Matt,
Not
what you saying,
not
Matt?
for everyone else. The reality
Matt.
is there will be one that's perhaps done better, but actually, when you break it down into cost, you've got to.
Yeah, that's fair enough. But there's got to be an overall winner. But there
will be an overall winner, and that winner will go on again and go into round 2.
But fair enough. But there's got to be an overall winner. But it might have some pros and cons to it, i.e., 6 times the value or price of X, Y, and Z at this end, so that people can go. Because if you just say that one's good, this one's good, this one's good, this one's good, and we've had growth throughout them all. Water Clary's not been the best on 3, but one's been half decent. But the waste on this one, which we're not going to get a comparison of because that don't come into it.
That's not something I cannot.
No, I know, and I'm not ripping you for that. I'm just meaning it can't come into it because you don't work with that type of environment. Clarity, crystal clear waters is not what you're about. You're about growing fish at the best costable price for you to produce a stock product to sell at market. Yeah. And that's the only way you can do it. And that's fair enough. I'm not meaning that, but there's got to be.
Okay, we could have 1, 2, 3, 4 in overall performance.
We've got it, Matt. We've got it now.
And then you might have 1, 2, 3, 4 in best results for cost. And you might have 1, 2, 3, 4 in best body shape or skin quality.
That's sweet. That's exactly what I'm meaning. That if you're going to do that,
that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Yeah, everybody will then have a comparison that they can do versus cost, versus body growth, versus coloration, versus clarity, versus waste, and that way then people can make there's nowhere else this is being done, Rick. That's why I'm saying it. I mean, if you've gone to trouble,
we will have it all there, and you can see. Well, if you're growing shear at Surrey, don't use that food because they're terrible.
Have you got any of the foods that you would feel uncomfortable using in your cells tanks?
Uncomfortable using?
As in, you'd be a bit concerned about the water clarity, performance of the water, filtration.
No, the amount you feed in the cells tanks is so minimal. The food would have to be. No, actually, I'd tell a lie. The Coppens Grow food, I would not choose to feed in our viewing vats
because of the grease on the surface.
Because of the
oil content.
Yeah, that is the one food that I don't use in the shop because of that.
Yeah,
but actually, that's sort of food we sell loads of, and it's one of our best-selling foods. But if you want crystal clear water with a nice,
well, everybody knows. Everybody knows. It's not being disrespectful to them. Everybody knows that you get a tannins and you get oil from Coppens, but it does what it needs to do. It does good colour, it does give good growth, and it does give. But it's not too bad for waste.
So I can't. At the minute, I'm feeding the Chinese food's a mix of colour and growth. The Dainichi food's a mix of their colour and growth or standard or whatever they call it. The coppins I'm feeding virtual colour because when I feed the growth, I'm struggling with the nitrites more than the other ponds.
Oh, shit.
And that's to do with the proteins that are in the food.
Yeah, because the Coppens proteins is like 38 or 40 odd percent in it.
Yes, 40. It's quite high, but it's what those proteins are made of, isn't it? If they can't digest them, then you get. I'm having to balance the food as what you'd sell to a customer. The Nutrimare is a diet, so it's got the colour and growth. It's all just one food. The Nutrimare is probably the most different food because it has got a unique stench. I can't even get it. And it's not.
It definitely does have a garlic smell.
It's got, you open that polytunnel door and you get that herbal.
Yeah, it does.
It
definitely does have a, and you can tell when we were feeding it in ours, you could definitely tell. You could smell it. You could smell it 100%.
And
it's not a bad smell. That's not a bad thing.
There's no when these lot of binders in food, if a food gets damp, it behaves differently. So the Chinese one and the Nutrimare, as soon as they get damp, they've got no elasticity. Is that the right word? Probably is. The pellet doesn't keep its shape for very long, which is not bad. It means it's all food and not binders. Yeah. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, until we sort of weigh, measure, and see all the different aspects of the fish, it's not fair to say. And they are doing better on the Dainichi food because you can see the fish better. But
that's slightly
unfair, isn't it? I might get a massive surprise when
you might when you come to
the Chinese food and get the fish out and go, wow. But I can't cover. You physically cannot do a food trial and cover the waste production, water clarity, weight gain, the amount of fat on the tissue, all the different elements. I can only do what the fish want to eat, and they're eating more. So the foods now, my bins are not the same because they're eating more of some foods than others. So at the end of it, we'll not only have what the fish have done, but how much they've eaten, how much they want to eat. So there'll be a difference. So one pond might have eaten 55 kilos, another pond 45 kilos. That's how much the fish want to eat. I can't change that.
And that's how you've done it. Whatever they're gauging and whatever they're taking, if they're wanting more, you're giving them more.
Yeah, basically, and that's exactly what.
And
that's
do. That's what you do under normal circumstances. If you were feeding whatever brand you were feeding, if your fish were ready for taking more, you'd give them more.
Of course you do. If you're trying to grow fish, that's what you're doing. It. You're just trying to keep. You're pushing them without leaving food floating about all day.
So. On the Nutrimare, then, where they're saying that you feed half what you need to do or what you would normally do, are you actually seeing that?
Yeah.
Are you seeing that on the fish taking half the amount of food, or are they wanting to take more?
Just leaving half a pond. Yeah.
I've had this conversation with Dan and back to the manufacturers and whatever, and they're saying, "Oh, you only need to feed 50 to 60% to get the equivalent." And I said, "Well, if I do that, your food there's a good chance it's going to come out." I'm going to feed the fish exactly as I would feed any other diet and feed them. They don't take as much of it. So at the end of the day, I'll use less of the Nutrimare. But if they've gained
as much, they've gained the same mass and length.
That's a saving again. So that would be a saving for the customer because you don't need to use as much of the food because they should be converted. So the food conversion rates and such we won't see until I get them out. So
it is going to be interesting.
I don't want to take it. It's like saying if I had one of my ponds on rice sticks, I'm sure they'd be climbing out of the water and being fed 10 times a day.
Peaches and cream.
Mean they're going to do well on it. It just means they're hungry, isn't it? So the Nutrimare is probably the food that they get full up on quickest. Take that as you will. That might be a positive. It might be a negative. Until we see the result.
What happens if the fish didn't get as full as much and wanted to eat more and got more growth rather than getting filled up quick and not growing? I'm not saying that, it could be whichever, wouldn't it? Could be a good thing, could be a bad thing.
Exactly a curry colour, mate. When we fed that, I've never known a food that they just want to eat so much.
They just come back for it, don't they?
But the problem with that is obviously you're using the dearest food and it's a food that they're chopping to the point of insaneness, isn't it? So do they
Oh,
compare
when-
all of
when
that into growth?
When they switched on to that growth and colour, they literally every time you walk past the pond, they go fucking nuts because they want feeding.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, until you do a trial where you actually measure the weight of the fish and the length of the fish before and after, we all know how good it is, but actually you might have to use a lot more of it to get those results than you would from another food.
Yeah.
You might turn around and find actually you could feed half the amount of nutrient there and get similar results. I'm not saying until I'm so far on the fence, but to be fair, hopefully Dan's coming to the open event. So's Mark from Pride and Joy Koi. You know, they're all coming. I can tell you results. I don't know. I won't. But it's
just going to be, it will be interesting. I mean, if you give pros and cons to each individual food and type that you've used, then that gives everybody a full idea of what might work best for them in their pond, which is what it's all about, and that's the reason why you've done it, isn't it? To try and make it as
I've done it for me. It's not beating
No,
around the bush.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the same. And it's like, obviously, Crafty sent us the pond detox. You know, how do you quantify how that works? I might find in a week's time that the fish are all hungrier, but will I put that across to the pond detox or just go, oh, the temperatures are better this week or whatever? It's difficult, isn't it? Unless you can gauge and do a water test and find the water's better for using it, which Crafty, you'll be able to tell me when I do my nitrite test, it says on the packet it will take out nitrites, but then someone's told me it binds them up. So will the test still register the same amount or not?
Evening, everyone, by the way. Just so
sorry,
here for 10 minutes. I know it's only you, Rick. Might as well just not bother joining again. Now that rant's over. Yeah, I have seen very good results in the store. Nitrite does reduce. How long the nitrite reduces is the question. It doesn't kill it completely. You know, your filter's got to work still, but it is a good sticking plaster. The water clarity after around 3 days in our main ponds, you can tell it's been in. It works so well.
Was it really?
But so do other clay gas as well. So, you know, we use the Detox because we're lucky enough to be able to sell it. And I always like to put my name to stuff that I'd use myself. So that would be the thing that I go and put my hand on. Not because it's Frank, not because it's a new product. I'll try it. If I like it, I'll recommend it. Yeah.
So it acts like a clay would do as a what was the word? Is it coagulant? So
coagulant.
That's the one. Coagulant. So then your filter, it can bind it all together, make it into more manageable for your filter to pull it out, giving you better water clarity.
It does. It's right. So
as well as all the other bits that it does with it.
There's this big stigma, and I put it on Vince on the live the other day because it's got no ingredients on the bag. Who gives a flying hoot? All right, neither's Lincolnshire Fish Health's Detox. No, it hasn't. Zero ingredients.
I've looked at that one too, and it hasn't. That hasn't got anything.
Why? Why hasn't it? Because it's not a requirement. There is no chemicals going in there. Okay, it's been proven to be fish safe. However, we bring Fluke X out, and every fucker's throwing it in there without even knowing what's in that, right? And getting by far worse results than anybody I've seen with Detox. So again, let's get off that fucking bandwagon. It's got no ingredients on it because it don't need to have, and it doesn't need to put it on there because so many other people, right? So many other people will copy it. Right, so it's got to protect its branding. For me, it's grade 2 of Lincolnshire Fish Health because it's been tested and it does more than what Lincolnshire Fish Health Detox does. So for me, it's just like an upgraded version.
Because we got some to try, so we're on about giving it a go.
It is good. It is good, but again, I think it's how you administer it. It can be expensive if you're having to use it every single day, every single week, sorry.
because it don't take long to get through a bag, and a 2 kilogram, 2 kilo bag's 55 quid.
As somebody that uses it then and uses it, puts it to test and uses it at work, is it something you need to use every week?
No, I use it more of a sticky plaster. You know, I don't need
If
to
you've
do
got
it
one where
every
you
single
think,
week.
oh shit, bang, have a bit in.
Yeah, I use it as a sticky plaster. One thing that I like to use it for is after if I've dosed a pond with Alphrex, and the water stays green for fucking ever. Right after the treatment has done what the treatment does, and the dye's staying in the water, I'll put some in then, because it will help strip that out of the water. It takes that dye away. So you know, it's if you're having to administer it every week, I would be pushing people down the road of pre-filtration or looking at filtration to prevent that ammonium nitrite buildup that it does help bring down.
Yeah. So if you was using it weekly, then your filter's not adequately doing its job for your stocking levels.
That's right, you know, and it can get expensive depending on the size of your pond.
So rather than investing shit tons of money in products to put in to remove it, invest that money into a better filtration.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's a sticking plaster, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's a better sticking, but it also polishes your water up. You know,
it
so
like
you can
other
use it
flavours?
as a
Can it
clay.
give you a bonus? Are you getting bonus minerals from it? Are you getting bonus stuff from it? I don't.
It claims that you get better digestion, better skin. All right. Artificial ways fucking hungry, mate. So I don't see that anyway. You know, I ain't gonna lie. I think that's down to other people to try it and see what happens in their pond, because we do get different results across the whole of the country.
Do you
different
think your fish
waters.
look better and better vibrancy to them because your water's cleaner?
Especially in our shop, mate. Our water in our ponds never really does. It don't give me the wow factor where I can go into Rick's and his water's so fucking good. You know, it's on another level. Well, yeah, until you put your net in and stir the bottom up. Yeah, it's like, but then you take that water out and put it in a blue bowl, and then fish look fucking amazing, like they shine.
Yeah,
and that's not because of the blue bowl. The water's clear as day. Just in them ponds, it just doesn't sell itself properly. You know, it don't matter what you do, you can't change it. You know.
Yeah.
Quick question for Rick. I finally got round to putting a moving bed on my pond with 150 litres of K1. It's working wonders. But do I turn it off in winter, as I've never had a moving bed before?
It's up to you, man. To be honest, I personally probably would. I know Crafty's shaking his head, but
I wouldn't.
It depends on how the water's coming in and out of it. But if you're running a cold pond, do you need to run extra air? Do you need that extra filtration? It's up to you.
Is top chagger not heat because these fish are big, aren't they?
Yeah.
No, I don't think. No, top chagger's not.
Am I thinking of somebody else?
Yeah, well,
might be
I've
thinking
quite
of
recently seen a post of his.
You're thinking of the chagger.
It's not massive fish. She's got good sized fish, but they're not massive fish.
But yeah, no, we'd turn out at the end of the day, if the water's flowing through the media, static media, the water's going through it, and you're not feeding, you don't really need to waste extra air. You're not really gaining a lot. But if you're still feeding, if you're semi-warm, then yeah, keep it rolling. Yes. You can't do anything. If you keep it running with air, you're not going to do any harm. By turning it off, you potentially could knock the filter back quite badly.
Yeah.
The trouble is it tends to either float and your water bypasses it, fills up with shit, and tracks around it. I might agree with Crafty a little bit, but I don't want to. So
maybe like a little mini tempest.
Mini temp, yeah. Depends how the water moves through the media, doesn't it, and what the media's doing.
Will the food trial have any alterations of the price of any of the fish? As a quick side question.
Yes, they should.
I think so.
No, not really, because the fish we try we train them.
Hang on, hang on, Rick, hang on.
Can we?
If you're feeding sake versus Coppins, all right, the food bill over a course of 12 months by far is staggering in comparison.
Yeah, but that's your fault for being an idiot, then, isn't it? So at the end of the day, if you're feeding a top quality food to fish that aren't worth that food or don't develop in the way they should, and they're still shit, you can't sell them for more money. They're shit. You've got
That's
to weigh
fair.
it up.
I was just throwing that in there because that's a big comparison.
So we'll take all the fish out and we will price them according to their quality, potential, size, whatever. So just because it's been fed on good food, the shit ones will still be cheap as chips, won't they?
So Rick, you say no, but can we get Sean on and get him to answer that question?
Sean's got no. I pay for the food, so you can do it.
You don't even know what food goes in.
It'd be like that. He don't care, does he? At the end of the day, we've had this. I had this with Vince yesterday where we're getting the jackfish. He goes, "These have cost X amount, so you've got to sell these for more." And I'm like, "Well, no, because they've not done very well. So it doesn't matter what they've cost. In reality, that fish isn't worth more than 50 quid. I might have paid more than that for it, and I might have fed it more than that, and it might have been heated, but it's still shit. It ain't worth more than 50 quid. But this fish, on the other hand, is done blinding, and it's worth X amount. You win. You can't go, this fish has cost me heat, and I've grown it really big, but it's ugly as fuck, and it's terrible, and it's got bent gills, but it's cost me $1,000, so I want £1,000. If you've ruined it, it's ruined, isn't it? You can't. In my head, you can't justify that's the person, the farmer, the dealer. If you buy a load of fish in Japan and you pay way over the odds for them, your customer shouldn't have to pay way over the odds for your mistake. They're worth what they're worth, aren't they? Or what? That's how it should be. If you're a great dealer, you go to Japan, you pull a blinder out of a farm out there and buy a pond full of amazing fish and bring them back, and you make shitloads of money. That's you being good at your job. No?
No, I agree with that, actually, mate. You know, I think you have to feed the right food to the right fish. Like, our main ponds get sake akari because they're expensive koi. All right, so you've got to keep them, try and at least keep them the best you possibly can. All right, your tozai, you get a lower quality. I've already tried to do the sake thing. It's far too expensive, and for what you don't get much in comparison to the amount of food that you put in. The price is the price. You actually get less back in profit as a result of that. You know, on the smaller fish.
That's 100%, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
You've got the same odds now. You could buy two amazing fish, and you treat one really well, and it blossoms, and it's worth loads of money. You treat one like shit, it becomes shit, doesn't it? That's the reality of it. But if you treat a shit fish really well, it's not going to become amazing. Doesn't matter what you feed it and what you do with it. It's So yeah, I in my head, a fish its value is what it is on the day, and what it's potentially going to be is what its value is and should be.
Or you build the cost in.
Either or. But yeah.
How can you build a cost in if you're keeping a fish for a year because it doesn't sell? So you've got it for a year, you go into the next year. It's impossible to do.
Can't on that, can you?
Because if that fish grows 10 centimeters and everything about it improves, then it's worth more money. That's the whole point.
The value should increase.
It should increase with it almost on a weekly basis.
Absolutely.
You shouldn't all your fish you buy in Japan should have an 8-point price that you buy them. You should then sell them at that price. But every week that goes by, some will get better and some will get worse. Your prices should split, but that doesn't really happen. Matt's muted. We can't hear him.
Yes.
I had exactly that this week. Somebody came in and bought a fish I'd seen, 27 cm on the website, and we were trying to find it, and I couldn't find it anywhere. And we found it eventually, and it was 41 cm, and it was the same price.
But that's up to you to modify your...
Hang about, right, BC, because that's just stupid.
No,
You
no,
just
it's not.
keep it in
That's
the
honesty,
stock.
right?
Well, no,
No,
it's
that's
not,
honesty.
because if you were doing a regular stock check and going through your stock and checking your fish and going through your stock that you got in there, i.e., right, we're going to go through this pond, we're going to pull out all the slightly smaller stuff, and all those that have got not had as much chance to grow will be given a bit of chance to grow, and we'll put that one now. So you look at that fish now. This fish has become so much more better. It's worth more because we've invested 16 sacks of Sakai Ikari into it. And now it's got more of a value to it because it's double the size of the rest of these fish. That's,
Yeah, but
you shouldn't let that happen.
if you know your running costs for a year are X amount and you've got to put on a margin of X amount onto your fish, then why do you have to expand on it?
Well, not all things are equal, isn't it? Because there'll be some fish that lost all their colour, and you have to sell for a peanut.
Exactly, yeah. So you,
That's right. You have to give away, yeah.
But that is part of the overhead. That's the
surely you've got to recuperate some of those losses from the problems that you've had throughout the 12-month period that you've been growing that fish. And if that fish then becomes of more value because it's a better fish, better stock, you can pull some of that back by selling that at a slightly knocked up price. I don't mean you're not overpricing it because the fish is still worth that value.
Don't worry, Matt doesn't sell them all cheap.
I don't want to sell
You
them.
don't get the violins out just yet. He's all right.
I mean, where would be you bought fish in, didn't you? Right? You bought Tosai in this year, and you've grown them Tosai on, not to sell them at the same price that you bought them for.
Oh no, that's different.
And it's not. It's exactly the same. You grew them fish on to sell them as a profit.
So, like with all of us, if you got a tank now of fish that you think are all priced at £95 each, and then a customer comes in and says, "Oh, I like that fish there," and you spot it and think, "Fucking hell, what the shit is that doing in there? That is too good to be in that tank." You wouldn't increase the price.
Oh, you tell him it's sold.
You stop him. You don't sell it to him, and you move it.
You can't just turn around and say, "No, mate, actually, I think that fish has jumped out from tank number 4 over there. It's been doing this all week, bud. Right, I'm actually just going to put this one back in." Or I'd say nothing, Matt. I'd net the fish up and say, "Don't mind me, mate. While you're browsing, I've just got a few stuff I need to move about."
Yeah, but he's already picked up. He's already picked up fish. But you wouldn't. You wouldn't.
No, I would just turn around and say that particular fish is £40 more.
At the end of the day,
Buy it or don't buy it.
On the other side of the coin, how many times have you stood at a tank of fish and someone's come in and gone, "Oh, I really like that one with the weird red that's all gone spotchy," and you go, "Oh yeah, that's 95 quid," and they're like, "Oh," and you go, "Well, the red might, but I like that one," and it's a fish that's kind of worthless. You discourage them, but
yeah, you've got to be honest, and you've got to tell them. But if they're hell bent on buying it, buy it then.
everyone loves different stuff, mate. You just
How many times have you sold a fish, Rick? How many times have you sold a fish, and Crafty and Matt? How many times you sold a fish and thought, that ain't much? And then they come back and show you a picture of that fish 12 months later and you think, bastard.
Fuck.
Yeah.
not often. I'm normally right.
I don't. If someone gets a win, mate, I'm chuffed to bits because we've done the right thing. You know, it's when they go to shit that it's horrible.
But you've
right?
got to. As a business, you've got to have some wins too, or you're not a business.
But if
You
you
can't
have,
take a loss on
your
everything,
customers,
can you?
if your customers all buy fish, they go away and they all improve and they go, "Shit, that fish was only 20 quid. Now look at it, it's amazing." They keep coming back to you.
Yeah, but if you also take some of them same fish that they bought for 20 quid and you grow those fish on and get the same results, you're not going to still sell them at the same price. You sell them at the marked up price that you've got them to.
No, we just change it. We call them Nissan and then put them in a new tank.
Yeah. So
this season's toe side. Last
when do
season's
we
toe
stop calling Tosai then? Is it when
at Christmas?
Tosai come in?
Matt, do you not know at Christmas everything changes? You have this season's Tosai, last season's Tosai, which at Christmas become next season Tosai.
Did I answer that
You got
question?
at the end of the day, if you're a dealer and you're buying that's kind of how the sales works, and it must be hard because at the end of the day, like say Ryan's going out buying Nisai, but they're the same fish he's still got selling as Tosai. Same age fish from the same farms, but completely different growing their fish that have been imported, quarantined, and waiting against fish that have been out growing like stink. So they're 55 centimetre fish against 20 centimetre fish.
Yeah, but they're both
That
still
is-
inside, aren't they?
That's the point, isn't it? That's where the confusion arises with customers going, shit, I've just brought a Tosai.
Isn't that just the same we're saying, right? The Black Zeus, which is just a Matsukawabaki.
So come
The
on,
Yellow
really.
Moon,
Yeah, you're
which
close.
is just a Ginrin Karashi guy. They're all the
Market. It's partly marketing, but it's also a difference between a farm that produces fish and a sales place that's got buying the stocks. And by the time you've gone through those processes, it's you've still got Tosai that are literally that you brought in the spring. They are still really. I get where everyone's coming from. They're kind of still Tosai, but at the end of the day, those same fish now in Japan are 50 centimeters and coming back as Nisai, and you'll have an overlap of the same age fish being called different things, and that's why it's confusing for people. Just put a date of birth on them.
Well, yeah, I agree. When you've said this before, to be fair, from when it's born to the following year, that's a year-old fish, and that's how you do it. And I personally think that's really how it should be, but it isn't, is it?
No, and there's a reason for it because you if you bought fish in March as Tosai, you brought them at 20 centimeters, you've shipped them back, quarantined them, they sat in your vats. They're kind of that is a product that is a Tosai, and yet that same its brothers and sisters in Japan that have gone out to the mud ponds and grown and whatever, they're 5 times the price, and they'll be shipped back at 50 centimeters. It's like a different animal, same age. We have overlaps of year classes all the time. What?
So the other one, the other overlap, the bit I never can understand this is jumbo.
Jumbo. Oh. There is no
Jumbo.
there is no such thing, really, is there? Who calls?
Well, I mean, this is a difficult one, isn't it? I mean, all right, there's jumbo Tosai that have been pushed like hell, they're grown, and then you've got Tosai that, like you guys went over and brought back, 14 cms to 30 cm, 40 cm, some of them now, even more. I mean, are they a jumbo Tosai, or are they last year's?
I was about to say. So
are they last year's Tosai that are really being pushed?
If we bought them in March, 14 cm on average,
yeah,
and now they're at 40 cm.
They're standard size Nisai.
Yeah, well, yeah, but then for what we were saying just a minute ago, they're Tosai.
But you've grown them. You're not sat in a shop.
I haven't finished growing them. So are they jumbo Tosai?
Well, no,
Is that because you can't sell them?
No, Crafty. I want to keep them.
He don't like part of anything that he buys. That's what it is.
I know. That's what I'm getting at. Oh, that's not for sale.
So we could get proper technical, and they should be literally done on degree.
Technically the Nisai now, aren't they, though, Matt? Or they're coming into.
Yeah, they are. They're Nisai. But how can you? And you still see people now selling Tosai. How can they be?
Because I've literally spawned them 6 weeks
You
ago.
have, yeah. English are Tosai, but
there's fish coming from Japan now as well that are now less than a year old being shipped.
Well, we had some jumbo Tosai come in, man, and goddamn them things came in Tosai season, but they were fucking massive, man. They were big ass fish.
What? And they were spawned this year.
No, they were jumbo Tosai from last year.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I don't know.
So you're saying mine on this side, but those are still Tosai. Well, how can it be when it's in the same spawning year?
But that's why you should have degree. That I don't get that.
This is why you should be honest to your clientele, Matt, when they come in, and you should turn around and say, well, actually, I'm still growing these, and I got them as Tosai. So until I say they're Nisai, the jumbo tosai.
So if you look at the core appreciation, I never put tosai on there. I put 2024.
There is a lot of terminologies that are a little bit edgy, aren't there?
Yeah, but at the end of the day, that's any type of business. If you're buying them, this weird, what's more valuable? At the end of the day, if Matt sold his fish now as Nisai at 35 centimeters, as what they're going to be coming out of that tunnel, there'll still be Nisai in 6 months' time. They've literally, I don't know. It's degree days is a thing, and at the end of the day, if you had a date of birth, makes life a lot easier. You get a cert, they've all got date of births on them anyway.
Yeah.
This parent set, these were spawned on June 2024. Whatever. Job done, innit? You know it was that old, and it's now had its first birthday or its second birthday or whatever. What does it matter? I don't get it. It shouldn't really matter at the end of the day.
What the other one? What about the Chibi Nisai bit? I mean, technically, every fish I've got in my pond's Chibi.
Yeah, Chibi, you got Chibi, Yonsai, Gozai.
Fucking right, mine have all been kept cold.
Oh, did you say chibi or cheap?
Chibi. I think the whole terminology gets mixed up and it confuses the shit out of people. And at the end of the day, if you just had a date of birth and a year-old fish, if it's been grown for 12 months, should be 30 centimeters, give or take. If it's been shipped at 6 months and spent X amount of time in a shop, it should be a certain size, give or take.
Sorry, I'm way behind, man. This is probably.
He just come back from where? The helipad. He's been out shopping. Yeah, there's no need for confusion.
So many times, but I don't know what that was.
About ingredients on a bag. But I'll say this: if you got a bag for free, you'd throw the fucker in.
Probably. Don't moan about it.
Oh,
the lights on so you can see me.
Question from Paul.
The electric bill then, do you?
Been looking at a compact L, but I'm unsure whether to go for that or just get the drum only version and build a larger moving bed. What would you do? If you want my advice, mate, for what they cost, which I was talking with a gentleman, talking with a rep the other day from Oase, and the prices of them and what they cost, I would go with the compact L with the built-in myself. Depending on what you've got room-wise, the amount of literage that them actual systems can use and can cope with, they are fucking bang on. Brilliant.
Can I be the other side of the coin and just buy the drum and do your own moving bed?
And I'll go down the middle, buy yourself a drum with a bio bed, because even if you go down the drum side, right, with 5,500 gallon, right, you go on the small drum, you're literally paying almost the same price as you would for a compact L that incorporates a bio bed. Then build another bio bed on the side of it.
But they are good though, aren't they?
They are very good, yeah.
Yeah.
Until they go wrong.
Well, that's same as anything, isn't it? You know.
Do you know what amazed me? And I don't know if I haven't looked at the new Oasis stuff. The original drums we got from Oasis was still running, amazing. Can't knock that.
Yeah.
We had a compact, one of their little tiny compact drums.
Yeah, they don't do them anymore, Rick.
And the drum was about that wide. But the cleaning,
that's what you get in a compact
M,
that is.
Was the same insane, crazy 700 quid canister pump to clean one jet as it was for their big drum. And that didn't make a lot of sense to me. But
so it's if you're going to go down the drum route, right, there's quite a lot of things that people don't take into account.
5,500 gallons, Craft.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I'd already clocked on that. So if you're going drum only, you've got to go to the right size drum for your pond. All right, because you go bigger, you're going to get more water that does a cleaning cycle. So really, what you should do is you should go through your settings to do less cleans. That's how it should work, right? But most people don't do that. right? So you go to the right drum width to the size of your pond, so you get the right cleaning cycle for your pond, right? Bigger isn't always better in drums, right? Not only that, but you've got to look at flow rates as well. A compact tail is ample to, I think, what is it, 29,000 gallons, I think, off the top of my head. I might be over egging that a little bit.
Yeah, you've gone massive there.
It's huge. Yeah, it's huge, mate. For the actual drum itself, just the big drum. Sorry, not the compact tail. Right, so you can get them smaller. Right. So you can get just a drum that's like double the size of a compact tail drum.
Yeah.
And you can get a Profi Clear, which is the same as a compact tail drum without the moving bed on its own, but the price is so small in comparison. I would have the moving bed unit, but again, it all depends on the size. There's so much to go on that. Give me a ring if you want, mate, and we'll sit down. I'll take what you're doing on a pond, right, and then I'll go to the ORSA rep and ask what they want to, like what they recommend. Yeah. Because their knowledge on their equipment is superb. Absolutely second to none.
It was a pleasure to sit and talk with him the other day when he were up at ours. We had when you
have a show.
Yeah, when you actually think about it, really, I know I've always sung from the opposite side of the hymn sheet and talked about prices and stuff being relatively expensive, but really, if you all thought, I want to give my fish a better filtration system, and got yourself something like the Compact L or the Compact M, they ain't all that expensive when you put it into the price of what you might stock your pond with over a 12-month period or 2 years. Most people would spend 200 to 300 quid on a fish each year and buy maybe 3 or 4 at that price. You only have to think about buying 4 or 5 fish, and you've bought yourself the drum.
But for me, I'm not a massive advocate. I'm not a massive advocate for drums full stop on garden ponds, if I'm perfectly honest. They've got a place in our hobby, right? You know, they're good for in shops where they're cutting resource time, or people that don't have the ability to go out and look after their ponds as much as what would be needed if you had a more hands-on mechanical filter. But they've got a place. But for me, a Nexus will do just as good a job.
No, yeah.
And but the downsides to that is the footprint.
The footprint, yeah.
You know, you have to balance up what you need if you really need to spend that amount of money. If you can have something else that's half the cost, right? Because you're able, right? It all depends on what you want to achieve with it. Because if you're spending $6.5 grand on a drum, right, that's a huge investment. And do you really need to? Is the question that I like to ask people. Because if I could bring that down to 2,000, 2,500 for a complete setup, right, then I'm saving my customer £3,000, right? And then they can buy some cords to put in their pond.
Crafty, I'm confused by your comment earlier on about the drum cleaning cycle. What difference does it make on a drum, whether it was cleaning every, say, 30 minutes or cleaning every hour?
The amount of water that gets used, it depends how you plumb it in, though.
But Matt, can I just ask a question in that before? Do they have to clean every hour?
No, they don't. So you can set the cleaning cycle, or just allow it to do it on its own via the float switch, or it do that on the float switch anyway. But you can. That most of them are set up for a clean every 20 minutes, irrespective of where the water sits, right? And that can actually bump your water bill up. Like,
can you not do that though by using the water out of the system to clean?
You can, but like I said, it all depends how you set it up. Yeah.
But that water goes to waste. So
and then you have
so that water's got to be replenished. Yeah, obviously. But,
yeah. Yeah.
So why has no one invented a smart drum where the
But they have.
screen size changes to a point where you got an overflow? So if you don't bother with it, you could set it. You could choose how clear you want your water. Has someone done that?
It's already there is
Yeah, you had one.
there is a smart drum, mate.
The smart.
Yeah.
I just let mine overflow all the time. I take the bungs out.
Well, it had it in there because you had the 2 holes at the top. So if you didn't want it to
No, but
clean,
what I'm saying is, imagine a drum where it's the gradient of the microns. It goes from super fine up, and you could have it set on. Oh, let's have it so it cleans on the super fine screens, clean a lot. Actually, I'm not going to be here for 2 weeks. I can set it on this so it flows through, and then it's got like an outlet where it just bypasses it if need be. So your water might come back. You might come back tomorrow and go, well, it's not as clear as normal, but at the end of the day, I've not used any water and it's no issues. You could have it so it's graded. All drums are pretty much set on 60 microns, 100 microns, 30, whatever.
Yeah, they are. And otherwise, they come on 60 micron. And I had a customer in a few weeks ago that had been running a pond for a few weeks, and it was going into a clean mode every 5 minutes. Literally had to go into protection mode because it pumped half his pond out, right? You know, you've then got to fill that back up. So it's about creating a balance in your pond. So it doesn't always say what it's going to achieve on the tin. You have to really fuck around with them a lot to get them balanced. And Matt, you probably come across that with what you install, the balancing act. You know, you have a vary flow. It says it can take, 40, 50,000 litres an hour. You put a 30,000 litre pump on there, and it fills it. That float switch ticks off. Then it goes. That pump's just too fast for the water to come through. But this bloke had to change, rather than clean his screens off, right, and try again. He spent another 400 quid on a new set of screens that were 120 micron. So straight away you're defeating the object of why a drum's there, because you can actually achieve better with a Nexus and have less issue. But again, it's all down the footprint, how much time you want to spend with your filter.
I've got a great way of doing it. You just take one of the panels out. They run for days.
And, mate, they make flow through, mate, as well.
I love reading these comments, catching back up, man. Some are belters in these. I'm sorry that I don't get through them all, guys, but I do enjoy watching them. It's like a 17-month-old child. It's not 2-year-old yet.
Not no. It's still toes high.
Have you seen the one he's putting about carrots? This is stupid. You go to Sainsbury's and buy some carrots at 30p a kilo, organic carrots, and they're 60p.
What's more stupid is you can buy a whole stack for £1.
What's this? I'm getting on with it. Gaz. I suspect Gaz is overcharging, so he gets a freebie from Mr. Tate. Dear me. Sorry, I'm trying to catch back up again with all these lot.
Mate, there's plenty of quality filters out there, isn't there?
There is, mate. Yeah, I mean,
it depends what your pocket can afford at the end. That's the main thing to take away from it, right?
But this is the thing. A lot of people invest into really expensive fish. We aren't giving it. Well, not really expensive, but expensive, better quality fish. When you could think, you know what? If I held off for 2 years on my purchases on expensive quality fish, maybe I could provide a better environment for them to live in.
You're going to have a P45 tomorrow, Gus.
What's that?
You'll have a P45 tomorrow, mate.
That'll be right.
Everyone will go, right, Guz said I'm not to buy any more koi for 2 years. Right.
Save your money and buy a drum.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, for example, I've already got a lot of fish in my pond. So if I was to think, right, next year and year after, I'm not going to, but I'm going to save that money and put that into a better filtration system, that'd be money well spent. And then my fish would have a better conditions for living in, and then I could replace stock at later years to come. They're not all that expensive when you really break it down in that kind of manner.
But guys,
you can get drums in different price categories, mate.
You're just saying now, quite higher spec, better conditions for living in. Are they better conditions for living in? Because I know a lot of people
it's questionable, isn't it?
Actually, then cause problems, and actually, they don't. The pond would be better off on a Nexus or a shower fit or an old school multi-chamber filter because the drum causes them problems that they're not aware of. And just because sometimes the water's clearer, is the water better? I don't know, mate. I just bought myself 2 new wheelie bins, $29.99 each.
Did you? I hope you didn't get the
And
green ones. I hope you didn't get the green ones because Vince
got the
told
black
me the green ones for lightweight
split.
recycling.
They
You have to
split,
get
mate.
the grey
That's
ones
well.
because they're the stronger ones.
Shrimp size down a little bit. But
Oh,
yeah, I
no,
got
no,
the-
There's one thing that Paul did make a reference to. He wants to build a big bio bed. That's the right way to go, really. Too many people under-egg the amount of bio moving bed media they've got. If you're throwing food in, that's one of the best things in a garden pond that can help really keep that water clarity, the water parameters at a good level. Really, really well.
100%. It is all about the water quality is all about the environment you give the bacteria to live in. Forget the fish, man. They love a wheelie bin, but other than a wheelie bin, a Nexus is exactly the same, just a different shape. The thing with a drum that worries me is you got this big piece of kit that makes your water nice and clear. But it does fuck all else for you. Unless you got someone else dealing with it.
It does, because it takes away all your dirt, all your shit before it gets into your filter.
And
So
this
you
is
feel,
human nature, isn't it? What the shit? So what percentage of fish waste is shit?
Oh, now hang about. Question time for Matt. Do.
This is the thing people get all
My
hung up on.
specialist subject is fish.
36.7% of shit coming out the end of the filter gets caught in the drum, removing it from the system, which allows 98.25% improvement in your biological filtration, improving dramatically.
Yes, and that's absolute shite, isn't it?
Well, it's a bullshit button, Gaz. Come on.
Because burp.
70 to 80%.
You should have prepped me for that one, mate. I thought that was a genuine answer I was going to say. Now, that sounds like some technical bullshit, but hang about. It's somewhere. Keep talking amongst yourselves. I'll find it.
Yeah, Gaz, have you actually got a moustache?
No.
Just be busy.
You have.
Patchy ass
Growing it.
beard. Look, ball patch there. Can't grow. Just had a shaved, man. Fuck. I can't. Do you know what? I thought, sod it, just let it grow. So it could be more like.
Well, let's get back on the percentage thing for poo.
I'm
20 to 30%
I'm going to say
of fish poo is poo.
48%.
How much?
48%. 48% of the waste coming out of his house is shit. The rest of it is.
They're all Googling. But the point is, right, everyone's missing.
It was just a random guess, not clueless.
No, but what I'm saying is the majority of fish waste comes out as ammonia through the gills as a liquid. So your drums.
Now that's what I call bullshit statement of the week.
You've got the wrong one there.
No, you were.
I just found it.
But that's
Okay,
the
no,
reality of it.
I know where you're going with it, Rick. I know totally where you're going with it. Right. So a drum states it takes XYZ amount of waste out of your water. Well, actually, 30% of koi waste is actual solids. That the other 70 to 80 is the liquid form, right? Which is where the bio bed comes in, right? And then a drum will only deal with a certain percentage of that solid waste anyway.
Can we have the facts and the stats again, please, Matt?
No, because he ran out of
No,
98%
right.
questions. He's frozen. He's done.
I'm trying to remember them.
A drum is amazing for water clarity and removing solid waste.
Removing.
It's not got a lot.
Amusing. What's amusing?
It's not amusing, but removing.
Pint 2, 3 or 4. But the reality is the fish produce waste in liquid form. The shit you see is just like the grit, gravel and shit. It's not.
And the food that's not digested, right?
It's not the important part. The important part's the liquid waste that you're dealing with in your organic filtration system, your living biofilter, your
Well, you
plant
need to
setup,
keep some
or-
shit for it all to do its job and
Rick, a biological filter, is it going to cope and do a better job if it's only having to do the liquid form or liquid form and the 30%?
No, it'll do
No,
100%
you
better
take-
job without the solids. You're correct. But does that warrant a drum?
Sorry, Craft, put it over your fucking head.
I don't think that.
Oh,
See, a drum has its place for water
Yes.
clarity and for taking that waste out, so you haven't got any solids going
Oh,
into
you're
a
right.
biofilter. I agree with drums, but they're not necessary.
Yes, there we go. Fireworks.
So on this note then, Gaz, sorry to jump in on your shit. Can you ask that question that was posted on your thing tonight about
I
filtration?
I knew that had come in at some point, Matt. Thank you. Very well prepared. That was like
Is that your question, Matt?
No,
no, it wasn't. No, it's from
I'm staying out of this
Yeah, are we
answer.
ready? Are you ready? Paul Warren, question please for tonight. I'm a real amateur pond keeper, so please bear with me. I have an outside pond unheated, approximately 8,500 litres. I currently run a Hoselock Bioforce 14,000 filter system. The pond is probably near its maximum for fish, and I've been advised to add another filter system in Awazi Filter Clear 19,000 set. Do you think this is the correct thing to do? I really don't want to add a shower as I really don't have room. Sorry for such a long question.
I'd say yes, add another filter, but they both sound like pressure filters, or I don't. To be honest,
They
I
are,
don't
but
know
they are both pressure.
I don't understand what they are. So
Right, let's
stepping
But
out
they're
of the
both
question.
they're both pressure filters. Again, all that he's being advised to do is up his biological filter. His mechanical filter. All right, it's I wouldn't daisy chain them personally. I'd just upgrade the filter for the amount
Right,
of fish you get.
He did say a set crafty in there, so it is a additional pump and additional pressure
Yeah,
filter.
but your pump should already be the right one, right?
Hoselock
You know,
Bioforce 14,000.
Yeah, we sell them both.
My only thing with that, the whole, if you daisy chain them, you're putting dead water from the first one through a second
Yeah.
one.
No, he's not daisy chaining. That's what I'm saying, Rick. He's
Oh,
buying
okay.
a set.
Right.
He's buying a set. So it's
Okay, if you
new-
find another
Well
pump
done.
and another filter, then it will be of massive benefit. But you could also just split the original pump between two and slow the flow down. But yeah,
So they're both
I personally wouldn't go for a set. A set that the problem you get with the sets is that you get a pump that is the same strength as what the filter is. So, for example, if you get a 20,000 filter, you get a 20,000 litre an hour pump. It don't work that way. It's like it's set up so the pump's far too powerful for the size of the water that you go. Go for the pump that is the right pump for your pond, and then increase the amount of filtration that you've got.
right.
So what would you
Split
not
in the
just
water,
advise
split in
him to do away with both
All
of
that,
those and replace it with an upgraded filter system better than both of those?
Yeah. So if he's struggling, what is he struggling with? Space or water parameters? Because if it's water parameters, it's the filter that's not man enough to do the job right. So
Can I just put a point in it before we go down this path? The amount of people that upgrade their filtration and buy bigger, newer filter and throw away the old one
knock
and then
it
kill
back.
their fish.
Yeah.
Because you're much better off keeping the old one running and then splitting some of the
I
water
did-
through another one.
Absolutely. So you can seed it at the same time without, losing all of the hard work you put into the original filter.
Those magic foams full of shit.
that you shouldn't have in your pond.
It'll seed the system, won't it? Rather than having
Yeah,
to start again as a fresh.
It's not so much seeding, guys. You're still running water through the same filtration that's doing something.
Yeah, no, but
rather than taking it away and doing nothing.
and then
from the
you're
start.
going back to that fresh, brand new filter system that's got to build itself up again.
Yeah, and what you've got to remember is if this guy's got 20, 25 half decent sized koi in there,
Are all going to be
you'd never tell someone to put 25 Nisai into a brand new pond that's got no filtration, would you, Matt?
Not when they're producing 39% waste.
I was going to totally stay out of this, but I can't. So my comment, no, it wasn't. My suggestion was, which Paul's struggling with, was to put a backy shower on the pond, and then he was advised
that's a very expensive fix.
No, you could do a cheap Mackie shower, a Mackie shower.
Yeah.
Have you not seen a Mackie shower?
And then my concern was, if you actually do your calculations, the two filters that he's got one and potentially buying the other one, he is literally hitting the 8,500 litre pond.
I agree with that. Put a 210 on and do away with both once it's seeded and it's up and running.
The problem is the space.
Doesn't like Nexus. No, I don't want to do that.
No, I haven't got a problem with that. If it did the job, do it. But it's the space.
Oh, do you know?
An easy pod. An easy pod would be the best answer.
All he needs to do is it can go from a bin filter into a moving bed and return back and build himself his own system.
Again, personally, I'd steer clear of the pressure filters anyway. I think the easy pod is the best sort of filtration for ponds of that size. Personally,
Well, an easy pod would be way bigger than what you'd have if you put those two together, wouldn't it?
it copes well up to 10,000 litres anyway. So
The problem is, guys, if you've got an established pond that's been there for X amount of years and you've been running a pressure filter, you think of the footprint, on an established garden.
Absolutely, yeah, totally.
Huge. It's massive. It's okay putting an easy pod.
It's not massive, though, is it?
Well, it is compared to a pressure filter, but certainly the one he's talking about is tiny.
Exactly.
Yeah, that little thing. Yeah, that is the problem. He's going to have to make choices on what he can sacrifice and what he can't. But for me, I'd go for what's going to be best for the job. Right, an easy pod's an easier clean. You can see what's going on. Easy to get to as well. With regards to the maintenance, but a bigger footprint and a bit of a grey plastic bin looking thing versus a small pressure filter.
A dusty bin in the corner. Free tea.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, isn't it?
Sure, Helen would love that one.
Yeah.
You can incorporate stuff by moving and manipulating a garden, moving it around. As long as there's no solid structures that need to be out of the way, it can make a bin system like what Rick has and drop them into the ground, and then they don't crack because there's no external pushing out pressure.
Is it one of your customers, Matt?
Yeah.
So, do you know how much real estate it's actually got?
The garden's big enough, but it's demolished. It's almost up against the house. The house, a small path, the pond, the fence at the back side of it, the garage at the other end, I think it is. So it's literally sandwiched in.
Is there an ability to run a bit more of a length of pipe to run it away from the pond to back again?
Son of a bitch.
Is that an option?
I got cramp then. Sorry, I had to stand up. I got cramping back in my legs, stretching my toes out.
Yeah, not sure on that one.
What
that's an option.
So the other option is the return from the pressure filter. Could he run that into a trickle shower?
Yeah, the water coming out of it's pretty dead. So yeah, through a shower would work, but for another pressurized fit was not great because you're just putting literally deoxygenated dead water into a sealed dead container. So a shower filter was better than another container.
Yeah.
Or have another container and you split the water and slow the flow through too, but you it's patching up a bad thing in it.
Why don't you just get him to build a bigger pond?
Oh, I hope you're listening, Paul. I've been telling him.
Well, you know, if you're at that level where your fish have maybe gotten too big for what your setup is, the next stage is to upgrade your pond, right?
If you can't fit a filter in, how's he fitting another pond in?
Well, fucking move the pond. You can dig an hole anywhere, mate, can't you?
Oh, is it appreciation time already?
Well, I thought I'd let you get to the end of the topic.
I did actually have a question, Gaz, first, to be fair.
Go on then.
Without that
75.
on the swing. I need Rick to come back for it.
Oh,
Sorry, mate. Fucking, he done around. But the question is about, it's about feeding and digestion of certain pellet and the problems you get when a fish can't digest the food. What problems would you get as a result of that?
what problems would you get if a fish can't digest its food? Both.
Yeah, right. So right, okay. Just to put it into context, temperature's changing. You guys are talking about it today. All right. When you look at high protein food, you have to have a good temperature water, depending on what you're feeding. All right, but a high protein food will always need a higher degree of water in order for the fish metabolism to be able to cope with a breakdown of the food. All right, and the reason why I ask the question is because we're going now into these colder nights where water temperatures on unheated ponds are starting to fluctuate more. People are not necessarily going to be changing the diet of their fish based on the fact that they've got it. They may as well use it, right? Because they paid for it. However, what problems can you get from that, right? Because the food grade that you're using is too hard to digest by the koi.
So
That's a fucking long question, like a long explanation.
So that's the
leading
same.
question, basically.
If they can't digest it, it can go bad inside the internal digestive tract, or they just fire it out the other end and they're not getting anything from it at all.
But they're not digesting it. So do they fire it out, or does it stick within the digestive system?
So is that the same as a comment I've always made about using 3 mil and 6 mil pellet? It's better to use a 3 mil pellet because it's easier to digest.
It's easier to digest. No, it's not. It's about the food grade that the fish is able to physically break down within its digestive tract. So question, Rick, here you go. Right. With the water temperatures fluctuation now in cold ponds, right? People feeding their fish, let's say high growth food that's got a high protein content, right? Have to be fed over, let's say, 22 degrees. If people feed that into a pond that is now first thing in the morning, let's say at best 15 degrees, all right, or colder, what issues can you get from fish for feeding the wrong food?
From my experience, none.
The issue's not so much. Well, there's multiple problems. The protein that you feed them, if they're not using it, they're excrete as ammonia.
Yeah.
Yep.
They stop using carbs as energy, and they start using the protein as energy, and they excrete excess. So your waste production. So you're feeding a more expensive food to create more waste for no gain. Step one. B, they layer up the fat on the organs, so you'll get fatty, which is why the fish, when you feed them a high protein food at below like 18 degrees, they bulk out really quickly. It's not muscle, that's you layering up the fat in them. So that's not great. Step two, it's right short term, whatever. If you want to catch a big fat mirror it's great, isn't it? It's wasteful. As I'm going fishing, I'm hoping they're all well fat, but yeah, for your koi, it's not great. So you're spending more money producing more waste for your pond to deal with, and it will deal with it worse because the temperatures are lower.
Temperatures are getting colder.
Yeah. You're building up fat on the tissues that you don't need to be doing.
But don't they use those fats and consume those fats throughout the winter period?
To a small degree. But
we all put fat on our bodies, and our bodies do consume that.
I don't,
Yeah.
mate. Mine
That's
just gets
because
fatter.
you keep putting fat in there and don't do the exercise to burn off the mass.
Mate, I do fucking 10 press ups every day. Every day it takes me longer to do them. To a point now where I have to have a break
Yeah,
between
okay,
every one rep.
Yeah, so the reality is different. And again, like I said, so the food, what the food's made of, and the trouble is with the proteins in food don't come from the same sources.
That's right.
What
Yeah.
about the proteins? When people always say to go to a wheat germ, then, when the protein levels of wheat germ can be 38 to 40, 35 to 38 to 40% protein.
Yeah, it can be quite high protein, but it's easily digestible. That's the point of
different proteins.
what it is.
made
If
from
you use
different-
an animal fat protein, it's really difficult for them to digest at lower temperatures because the fats are different. And then you also got certain fats that they can't digest for love nor money. And you're just because the food contains certain amino acids and proteins doesn't mean the fish can utilize them. So you can have a 50% protein food that the fish shit straight back out because their bodies can't deal with that type of protein. They're not built to deal with that type of soybeans, a great one. Carp literally struggle to digest the proteins. Soybeans super high protein.
Same as chickpea.
Yeah, but they're not. They can't digest that type of protein, so it comes straight back out the other end. So you fed your fish a great protein food, and you've now got high protein shit to sort out the other end.
But can it get lodged and stick in there because they can't digest it? Bearing in mind that they chew it and crush it up before it even gets there.
No, because
they don't swallow the pellet as a whole pellet form, do they? They crush it with the teeth that they've got.
I think you got to look at the biology of a carp. They don't have stomachs. So
No. I mean,
nothing gets stuck unless it's a pointy bit of metal or something.
So basically, whatever
they
you
will
would
eat
be
a stone
doing
and pass
is
through.
just be putting more waste into the water, and you'd be one, wasting perfectly good food, two, producing more ammonia and waste in your pond for your filter to be able to deal with, which struggles to deal with it because temperatures have dropped, etc.
I mean, my question was loaded, Gaz, to be fair. You know, it was brought up as a point for people to understand that temperatures in the ponds and the food that they're feeding is ultra important. Everyone goes on about how much food this costs, how much that costs, but if they're not using it in the right way and taking the environment that we're currently sitting in on these changing seasons, then they're creating more bad than they are good.
Yeah,
you've got to take that into
Ronnie
account.
saying earlier on, Crafty, that mine have put on some decent growth this year, but now the temperatures are at 15 degrees.
Yeah,
I need to. Well, the feeder is empty now. Exactly, that's what I mean. There is no more feeding them what I have been feeding them because it's just too much for them now. It just makes my water even worse.
Yeah, so I had a chat. Some of the jackfish we had, I was split up into outside ponds and inside ponds, and I said something to Vince. Oh, these have outgrown those, but they've eaten less. And he looked at me like I was an alien. And he goes, "Well, what do you mean?" And I said, "Well, they're having 3 handfuls a day. They're having 2 handfuls a day, but these have outgrown them on less food, same number of fish. And it's to do with obviously the environment's conducive to growth. They're using all of that food, turning it into muscle, fat, skeletal, whatever they're growing. And if the environment ain't right, then they're just shitting out and creating waste, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's not the food conversion rate of a food isn't just about the food. It's also about the environment and the everything else to go with that.
So water parameters as well.
Yeah. So there's some people could have a McDonald's and stay thin. Some people can't.
I fucking struggle, mate. McDonald's as well is fucking nice, isn't it? The chili cheese bites they doing at the minute, mate. I can't, mate. I've got to put a little bit of chub on just for winter. You know what I mean?
So what's wrong with letting your Kai do it then?
Well, because you got to then burn the fucker off, ain't you? You know what I mean?
But we live in a different world, to be fair. A koi that's got a bit of chunk is appreciated better than a skinny one, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
So, oh, that's a Yamabuki Ogon.
Tonight's,
That's nice.
tonight's selection, my favourites, Yamabuki Ogons, and we're going to get into it now because it is 10 past 10, and I want to get wrapped up by our.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
It's all right. No. It is a good topic, and we were kind of talking about it earlier on, me and Matt, when you were all late.
This time tomorrow, mate, I'll be on the
I've
old
got jobs to do, guys.
French press.
So, first one of the evening is Colin's fish. Now, this is a fish that I turned out. If you look closely in that picture, you'll see why.
Fuck off.
It's only got one fin.
It's got half an eye.
To be honest, though, that's won it for me. I'm done.
But I was quite impressed. Both me and Colin got ours at 30, though. He's heated and took that to 60, which is pretty damn good. Mine were at 30 last year, and it's 45. That's pretty freaking good from our pond.
Well, at least you're feeding your fish, mate. That's
Yeah.
a start. Go on then. Come on, break it down, Rick. Why is it good?
Yellow.
I mean, not being funny, right? You appreciate a fish that. I love it. I love the pecs. I love the eye. I love the fukurin body. What about that as a Yamabuki Ogon are you saying is a bad point?
I was taking piss.
Yeah, it was pissed. So
I went.
Gaz come down.
I
That
went
Gaz come
for it
down.
on the-
We've done appreciation, Gaz, didn't we?
Yeah.
Right, and we narrowed it down to 2 fish, and he had
And it
the
was
choice
this one
between
and the one that I-
Ginrin
And
and
no,
normal yummy, and he took the Ginrin, and it's like we put the question out: what would you have chosen to a certain person? And clearly, Gaz chose the wrong one, but it was the right one for him. That's the main thing.
I prefer Ginrin.
You know that is a great specimen right there. That's an excellent fish.
If that got another year or two, the fukurin develops a bit deeper, mate. The only thing I'd say is perhaps on the head, where the head leads into the shoulder on one side's a bit deeper. You got a little bit of a crease.
A slightly blunt nose.
Reticulation
mate,
is excellent on that fish.
Absolutely. Peach.
Top draw.
And the fact that all its gins dropped off it.
Quality fish, Cole. Well done, mate.
Yeah, that's lovely, mate. It is a nice fish, that bud. Right then, so the next one, David Thompson's, and Mr. Tate did say he'd agree, and we're done. Can we make that bigger? We can.
Was that it? We're done. There's only one.
No, there's loads.
Oh, right. I'd have to
Is
disqualify.
there a lot?
that.
Is there?
It's an Orangey Ogon, isn't it?
Yeah, I was going to say exactly the same.
Are you saying disqualification?
Yeah.
You're harsh, you lot.
It's not. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with it. It's beautiful.
What was
isn't
the
it?
toe size? 15 cm. Now a year on, 37 cm.
There you go. He's outdone you, Cole. I mean, Gaz.
But he's heated.
Oh, okay.
But you've got
He said that crowd. Oh, okay.
that's an Orangey Ogon, though, isn't it? That's not Yamabuki anymore.
It's got lovely fins, hasn't it?
Actually, he's not. Sorry, Dave.
Yeah, it's disqualified, but nice fins.
But bloody good for next week's Orangey Ogon appreciation.
Yeah, saved yourself a job.
Carl Thomas, sorry to say, is bought from Prestige Koi, National Koi Show, 20 cm, now 34. The breeder is Hoshikai.
Again, what'd you say? The back, but that only loses out to Collins because it's smaller, isn't it?
Oh, wait till you see mine, Rick. You're going to be so impressed.
Mate.
Yeah, that's a good example again.
Yeah.
A little bit of damage on the leading ray of the dorsal, I think, there.
Nobody be sending me
Which
any.
knocks it down a mark.
Too late.
No,
ladies
it
and
knocks it down a mark when we're looking. You know, other than
Kraft,
that,
Kraft
yeah.
has already sent his in. I've had his. Rick didn't enter on this week.
I haven't got one.
You couldn't guess you. Have you got a fucking pom full?
You've got a
I
pond
know.
full of them. Michael Thompson's Ginrin. Is it Ginrin?
Yeah,
It is, isn't it? Is that Cadogan? Just on the outer edge of the scale, isn't it? I can't tell.
could be.
Could be. Looks like it.
I think that the pigment in the fin is too yellow to white or orange
Oh,
to white.
shit. I could get disqualified here. Fuck.
If you it's a lovely fish, but if you're picking one above another, that's got a difference between the tightness of the fin. It's yellower going to white rather than the same color.
Howie Coys, Sakazume.
Which one are you choosing, mate?
I do like his. It's got to be the one on the left, mate. Easy, isn't it? But I do like his Fishman Sakazumi.
Come on, Matt. Which one are you picking as your fish to keep? Which
That one there. That one there.
That one there. That you swarmed.
Okay,
in.
you've gone for a Ginrin.
They all are.
Oh, okay.
But some are less ginrin than others. The scale down that.
Yeah, the scales on that are a bit.
Oh.
Knock it down a point.
And it's a trio.
Oh, Colin's got you this week, Matt. You're in trouble. How big are they? 35?
41.
41. Ooh.
Well done, man. That's
Yeah,
good.
easy.
That's good, isn't it? Is that in your
Quarantine them
Polytunnel?
three
Like
did
that?
well.
Yeah, from this year, 16 to 41.
You're doing good, man. You're doing good on that.
That's pretty tidy as well, isn't it?
It ought to be.
I might stand a chance of getting a positive comment from Rick this evening. This might be a fucking best time ever.
Well, hang
That's
on,
the-
no. Hang on. Awesome.
That's the national winner.
Yeah, but again, look at the pecs. The white edges.
Oh,
Bend it back. That's pretty immense, isn't it? Whoever chose that has done a good job.
and then we've got Lee Wrights. That's it.
Or pale version.
Paler version, yeah. Where it's got some long barbels on that, hasn't it?
Quite like, yeah, wasn't it? I quite like a lighter colour one as well.
I know, but compared to some of the others today, the nose, the face shape's not in the same.
Yeah, see, we're nitpicking now, aren't we? That's great.
No, not nitpicking.
That's
I'm
showing-
just saying.
No, but no, I'm saying that's a good thing, isn't it? That you're going down to the minute detail, Rick. You know?
It's got the undershot mouth, hasn't it?
If I was being nice, I'd say he'd been chasing a bus.
You horrible cunt.
Paul Cunningham's. And actually, hang about. Can we all have a round of applause, gents? Can we give Paul a round of applause because this week he's managed to actually post it in the actual comment section
Oh, well done, Paul.
with my little instructional video to teach you how to do it.
Yeah, I'm going to wind him up now because that's a key Matsuba. It's not really, by the way, but you was all fucking staring, weren't you?
That was a platinum organ that you've been feeding colour food.
Right, okay. Let's keep this one on a minute.
That's quite a good example, isn't it?
That's got some nice scalation on that too.
I don't want to say it, but Colin's still winning it for me, and I'm
We just got a slight.
Yeah, I think the colour transfer from head to skin, Collins takes it for pigment so far.
And that is 58 cm Nisai. Simon Shears. This could be another disqualification, and it is.
Yeah, it is.
bloody good, though, isn't it? See how
Well, when that food print
transfers
comes,
all
it's
the way through the fin.
That
great,
was
isn't it?
that was bright orange. Was that said fish?
It still is.
And no, it was more orange than that before.
mate.
47 to 48 cm, but still growing well with good structure.
That is, if that wasn't orange, it would be up there, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But again, the
But
photo
it's orange, isn't it?
But it's orange. And
being tangoed.
Teresa Sheehan, how is it disqualified when you stated last it was a yummy?
Yeah. There's nothing to not like about it, is there? Except for it's the wrong
Orange.
colour.
It looks orange in that picture there. It looks orange, doesn't it?
Looks a bit
We can only say what we're looking at.
That's definitely a orange on, man.
Oh shit. I really don't want to post these now.
Why?
But they're terrible.
But who's
Is the one on the left the one that you got off me, Gaz?
Yeah.
Fucking hell,
And
man.
the one
You've
on the
done one on
right,
that.
the one on the right
Is its baby?
Oh, well impressed when I pulled them out. It's a little plump, this one.
Yeah,
But
but you've done well, haven't you?
From 24 to 40 and from 30 to 45, there's the stills. And I didn't get one of the other one on its own.
So you're saying you chose that over the one Colin's got?
Yeah, wait till
He
you see
wanted a
the-
gin rim one, Rick, didn't he? He wanted a gin rim one. Point.
I actually was talking on this.
Point.
So-
Point. Yeah, that's a point.
This one
That's another point.
is from Crafty to Perfect Aquatics. I forget the name of the breeder. And this is the one that I selected, other than the one that Colin has added in. So, first of all, this one is
Look at Al's comment, Cass.
You
40
see
cm.
the right pec. It's got a spare bit.
Yeah,
Got the little point in it.
Yeah.
I think he's a bit plump, isn't it?
No. My one's got a spare bit in its pec.
Yes, it has. Yeah, we're going to.
45 cm.
Trim that off.
See where that pinches in a little bit at the bottom, guys? That's just merely down to your flow rates, mate.
Yeah.
That will, probably your temps as well. But
No,
mate,
mine's got it. No, you can't
that's
say that.
decent.
Mine's not got that.
Yeah, but it's got another year's worth of growth in that, hasn't it?
Guys, you've done all right, but they're not winners.
No.
Not yet.
Yeah. No, that it's not about winning, mate. It's
It
about
didn't get
taking
disqualified,
part.
though, did it?
No,
Nobody wins. This is about appreciation.
No, people do win. We pick our winner, remember?
Yeah,
So
Just because you ain't fucking won.
to get a bit more better body shape to that, it needs a bit more flow in there for it to power up against and get some exercise.
Yeah, stretch it out about into the
So
tail.
what you're saying is the one from Crafty needs more flow to get skinnier, and mine needs less flow to get fatter.
Maybe.
Or more food to get fatter.
Yeah.
Needs to be put into another pond so it gets more food. Build another pond, guys.
Oh, look, there's one there, very similar shape to mine. Build another pond, mate. And then the other one's disqualified because it's orange.
Yeah, but it's a good Yamabuki again, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Again, it's still too slim and the tail tube and too big ahead of it.
Yeah.
Colin
Flow
should
rates,
have been
man.
last, mate. Why has Colin turned up first tonight?
Because
Well,
I
set the
let
standard,
him,
hasn't it?
because I let him have the better one. I felt sorry for him. He said he wanted a nice yummy, so I said I'll take the Ginrin.
No, you fucking never, mate. You never. You had dibs, mate. And in fact, I gifted you the fish as well, didn't I?
I did.
To be fair, tonight they're good level across the board, though, aren't they?
You can't beat yummies, can you? They're fucking
I'll take
great
that.
fish.
I'm Mr. Tate's favourite anyway. See, that's why he's enjoyed it. It's why he's chewed in this evening and he's been on all night because he knew this were coming.
Oh,
That's nice. 35. Oh, that's good. Oh, there it is.
And I got mine out with it pissing down rain.
The
Who's
skin
this one,
quality of
please?
that is lovely, isn't it? That's lovely quality. But again, is that orange?
No, that's yellow.
Is it? Is it really?
His fins are, his pectorals are. The body.
What, orange or
It's
red
not there
or
on my
yellow?
screen.
Pectorals.
Another free. In fact, they were both free because the Yamabuki came for free as well.
I only give it to you because it had a wank fin, not a
Yeah.
fin.
All right. Yeah. Oh, Mr. Stoddart's put one in.
Oh, but he's banned anyway. He's not even here.
Still
I'd
not as
choose-
good as Collins.
No, I'd choose Collins over that. Done.
Yeah.
Back that one off. Sorry, right.
Good photo though. Good body
Isn't
shape.
Tosai purchased in Niigata breeder auction early in April.
So it's still in
Pectorals should be
Japan.
not enough yellow in the pectorals.
Yeah.
Yamabuki, single colour.
Oh, that's pretty good as well, isn't it? That's a beast.
Yeah, that's too thin at tail tube. If mine was, that is.
Yeah, but that's a lot bigger than yours, mate. That's
That's
gotta be
not
a
the point. It's not about the length of the fish. It's about the body overall structure. And
It's the volume on the volume on the fish is great.
it.
Volume on the fish is great. Front end. I'd go with Gaz. It needs a bit better body shape to the rear, but nevertheless, that's fucking still a good effort. Isn't it? I wouldn't say no.
No, me neither.
Right.
Yeah, nice deep colour in the head as well. That's nice.
Good backbone, good shoulders, good colour throughout. Getting
Yeah,
picky now.
good
isn't
fish. Yeah, you got to. Ain't you? You have to be. It's fine margin, wasn't it? It
Right,
just
that's
proves how hard it is to get a good go Sankey, right?
That's it. Oh, crafty. Where's yours?
Disqualified.
There's some weird
What?
colour going on with that, mate. What you done with the
Oh,
polarizing?
no, no idea.
Look, Lee,
This is on the auction on Tuesday.
That weird scalation on the side of its shoulder where it's lost scales and regrown.
Yeah, yeah,
Gone. Boom.
it's what it is.
It's lovely colour. but
This is the one that Crafty saved when me and Colin took ours away and did what we did with them.
No, this is from Maraju. This is.
But that's mad. That area on the flank there.
Yeah,
you can
right
see
shoulder.
regrown, yeah,
Yeah.
you can see what's regrown scales, and they're not. They're probably there, right? But it's just not quite right, is it?
No, they're slightly off. They're slightly off, mate. You are totally right.
Colour's nice, but I think there's a weird polarizing screen on your camera, man.
I've set it on. No, I've done it on. I've got two monitors. One's different to the other.
Now,
Those
this is
come out different.
Tony Farmer Coys.
That's pretty good as
That's
well.
good.
Pretty nice fish as well.
Again, it's a bit chunky at the front end and a bit skinny at the back end. Look better there. Is that the same fish?
Yeah, same fish, yeah. One photo and one video of it.
That's before and after, surely.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah, that's not right.
Let me send you this again, mate. I want to see if it comes out like that again. Because that's giving me the
That's different shape. Tony's
48 cm Yamabuki Ogon breeder Sakazume, and it was 18 cm when I bought it, the 31st of the 3rd, 2025. So
it's lovely.
That's not 20. That's not 18 cm there, is it? That's not a before and after. That's a now and then.
now and then.
Well, that's not a 20 cm fish, is it?
No, that's it now.
That's it now. This is the before, do you reckon? Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It's
No,
grown a
no.
little bit plumper.
That's 50 cm long. Maybe it's slimmed down a little.
That's mental. How Tony has have to tell us because that's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
In the video, you'd say, yeah, that looks just too big, and then that could be the angle of the photo as well, couldn't it? You've done well, Tony. That's good, mate. Colin's still beating you.
Colin text number 1. Damn it. Which was
Very first one, wasn't it?
The very first one. Yeah.
The colour of that throughout, that's mental.
I'll let you have that one, Colin, this week, mate. For
He
sure.
won last week. Would you?
No, he
I
didn't.
got outvoted
He came,
last week.
he came second best.
Did he?
No, he won it last week on
I think he won
the
it.
on the vote on the floor.
He may have voted, the public voted for Colin because he felt sorry for him, but the panel said it was lacking.
That is pretty immense. And whoever didn't choose that over the shit you will, Gaz, is an idiot.
I didn't buy any of them.
Oh, even better.
Let's have a look at that one I've just sent now because I want to see whether or not because I had to cut that video down.
I'm sorry,
To
Colin.
send it.
Sorry, Colin, but
Is that the winner, Gaz? That one.
Winner. That one. Just chip that in, it'll be fine.
that one.
Or is it that one? Either way, I get the win, right?
Kraft, have you not got one in your
That's not bad, that, I don't think.
in your competition?
I'm well happy with it, regardless to what Mr. Tate says.
Oh, I have. Yeah, I have.
Have you got video of it?
No,
Look at
I've
that.
got it in a bowl of 3, but not on its own. Made out of matchsticks. That.
Yeah, cool.
Who's got enough time to do that?
Well, apparently it only took 3.5 hours.
What?
While on here, the wife has been busy doing this.
Yeah, but she's not done that in 3.5 hours.
Well, it implied it did.
Guys, you have a look at that second video I sent of the same fish because I've had to shorten the video to get it over to you. I want to see if
Re-enhance
it's
it.
no. I want to see if it's changed. If it looks the same, it does. It don't look like that on my other monitor. On this monitor, it looks really dark. Is it looking really dark on yours?
Yeah, it looks like overshadowed. Is that right?
Oh, and
Yeah. See,
yeah,
on my other monitor, it looks really bright. So I need
the All
to.
England Koi Show as well. Saturday and Sunday, the 27th and 28th of September, Kent Country Showground, Detlin Hill, Detlin, Maidstone, ME14 3JF. Opening times are 9:30 a.m. 5 p.m. Entry is £10 and cash and card. Children under the age of 12 are free. With a load of it. The showground is located on the A249 and is easily accessible from the M20 and the M2 motorways.
Let me just pull up an email, Gaz. So we've got 8-4 Koi, the Carp Co, Koi Water Barn, I'm attending, Only Jack Koi, Clearwater Koi, Koi Carp UK, Kettlebrook Koi Farm, Matt Shields, Awaze, CN Koi, SKS, don't know who that is, Maiden Aquatics, Burton's are there. They're doing some Tropper Marines and World's Animal Group as well. And then there's loads of dry goods stands as well.
And a couple of old coffin dodgers will be there as well.
An old bastard.
Yeah. Your Zoo Koi that do the merchandise are going to be there.
That's a good amount of dry dealers.
aeration.
Dealers.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Colin says, give my
13, 14, 15, 16. There's also
give my
16.
charity.
There's also 16 dry goods there as well that are all koi pond related. Yazoo Koi that do the merch for Lee. Gaz, have you got yours done yet?
She's on with it, doing it, mate. She's got a big order on, so as soon as she's got that done, she's doing mine.
Yep, that's banging. I've got a load of mugs coming as well. So
your customers?
Lee Hadfield is also working on my stand.
Oh, and Daniel Adams will be there too. Don't forget, Crafty.
Yeah, mate, I didn't see you on there, Dan. Hang on, let me just double check.
There's a good amount of trade there, isn't it, though?
Mate, it's a massive show. There's, that's just the dealers and whatnot. There's also a huge amount of it's a big stand. We have got.
You missed that one. NutriBay being the main sponsor for the show.
Mate, I can't. Mate, it's not on that schematic that I've been sent.
Oh, that's bad.
I'm just reading from that. But
yes,
yeah, 40 show vats as well that are all big vats. It's a decent show. It's a decent show. So yeah, another one on the calendar that you should make every effort to get down to.
Yeah, 100%.
Really decent show.
Indoor as well, isn't it, mate?
Yeah, indoor, really spacious indoor. It's not like an aircraft hangar that you see at the British.
It's two halls in it with a central area where they've got dry goods and the cafeteria dining area, such.
Yeah, they've got a little bar there, ice cream, bouncy castles, and that for the kids as well. And you'll tend to find that there's some very decent prices on the koi at this one as well.
That time of year, 50% off, Crafty.
No, not fucking 50% off. Who does that?
Buy one, get one free at crafting stalls.
Not on fucking mine, you won't, mate. I can't give them away.
Plenty there.
Right, Crafty. I just did dog shit.
Oh, no, I know. I just thought that.
Pick koi appreciation for next week, please.
Mirror card, because I'm in France and I'm not going to be here. I might do it live from the boat playing a fish. We're going to go to,
ladies and gentlemen, get ready for this because we're going to go to.
Have we done Goshki yet? I've just done a random open on a page. Have we done Goshki?
Don't know if we have.
Probably at some point. We'll do it again.
Rick could enter some of them, but there might be Kaku.
I've got some more to come yet. I've got loads of them coming out my ears.
Aragoka, there's a good one.
Oh, well, we could have done Yamabuki, but we've just done that one.
I think we have done Goshka.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to remember what we've done and what we haven't.
Aragoki could be a good one.
What about just Deutz fish?
I think we've. Oh, no, we haven't, have we? Just Deutz fish.
We done just Deutz.
Any Deutz fish.
Yeah, but you got to go one round. Aragoki's Deutz, isn't it? But it's
the times for the show are. I shall tell you, mate.
I can't believe Dan's the main sponsor and you've not even seen him. When you come to mine, Dan, I'll make sure there's a banner.
9:30 a.m. or 5 p.m. And I'm guessing that's going to be both days, 9:30 a.m. or 5 p.m. Saturday and Sunday.
fucking Al. Let's go with what Al's just written in there. Shock and Kubai.
Oh, what?
What's it? Metallic Goshki, man.
That's going to be like one entered.
Yeah. Come on then, Mr. Tate. Hang about. How about, have we done Shuru at Sura?
Not this year.
No. Yeah, we ain't done that. Yeah, let's do Shiro, mate. That's a good call.
At least Mr. Tate could appreciate one of them. He'll be able to tell that it's a Shuru at Suri on his black and white TV as well. So,
yeah, let's do Shiro.
Yeah. Shiro at Suri for next week's Koi Appreciation. And on that note, ladies and gents.
Hang on, I've got loads of them and I'm not here.
Well, send one in early. Before you're here. Before you go. When are you going?
Hang on, right. If I can tune in from Ibiza, you can fucking tune in from France.
When
you
side
of a lake anyway.
I'm going to photograph a fish.
Yeah, and you're not even with Zoe, so you could phone in.
Yeah, what he said.
Yeah, Rick.
Yeah.
Rick.
Bosses.
Right, guys, that's it for this week. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us once again. Appreciate you all for coming back week in, week out. Big thanks to Crafty for Perfect Aquatics, Rick from New Forest Koi, and Matt from Howie Koi Dorset. Usual thing, guys. If you've been enjoying this kind of content, do us a huge favour. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. Till next week, for some of us, keep smiling, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Don't forget the auction on Tuesday. 7 o'clock.
Oh, I can't. I'm not here.
Oh,
Oh, well, you're missing out then.
yeah.
I know. I was going to bid on one and everything.
Well, tell me what your max bid is, and I'll bid on your behalf.
No thanks. You bid me too high.
No, I won't. I'll bid you in line with everyone else.
I shall let this carry on backstage.
This has been one hell of an experience.
Have a look at that.
New change in the garden. Made a little seated area. Into the little bush. So you can sit inside. And view the pond.